Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Season's COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons look alike to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through, no one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year.
Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
All right. I'm here. We got a lot to unpack today. Let's get the show started.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
What's happening, y'all? Hold on. I'm a little behind because I had to use the bathroom. I had to take a whiz. Please forgive me. I'll do my intro in just a second. Just want to make sure that people can access the stream. I'm actually doing promo today again. Carlo, you know, it's part of the game. Anyway, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to the Grift Report live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat. Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
What's happening, y'all? What's happening? Jay in the house. Steph Colonel in the house. Protocol in the house. Those are my Grifties people. They was at the Grifties. I appreciate it. Rom Life was at the Grifties. Appreciate y'all. Shout out Dre Brown, Renee Vogel, Sauce the Prophet. I see y'all. We got a lot to talk about today, but first, I just want to make sure that if I have not introduced you to an exclusive opportunity to build financially with the Hoteps, I do so now. Shout out to Syscoin, Patrick, Jag the Genius, Alex, and the rest of the Syscoin team doing a phenomenal job over there in the world of cryptocurrency. But if you would like to, I strongly suggest you get involved in a bit of group economics, which, you know, economics is the central piece to civilizations, humanity, and nation building, join us in our Telegram group. Sign up. There's 2 steps, kind of. Like, step 1 is probably go to superdap.ai, get on the white list. If you can, put Hotep in your name somewhere in there. The other thing is to get into our Telegram group. That's going to get you bumped up the white list faster. So go to superdap.ai to get on the white list. But if you want to get bumped up, join the Telegram, because then you'll get like the announcements first. For example, when we do events, people who have been to previous events get first dibs at tickets. So that's why tickets sell out. Well, the VIP sold out like within 24 hours for the Grifties, because we sold them to, you know, obviously those people get first dibs, right? We want to take care of our supporters first. So same thing here with this group economics opportunity. We want to serve our community first, and then others can join in later. So, yeah, get in our Telegram group. That link is in the description box below. Okay. Now, with that being said, we have some interesting topics today. And I just realized I'm not sure where I want to start. I just realized I'm like, damn, I don't know where I want to start. There's so much to unpack. Okay, no, I lied. I did tell myself this is where I wanted to start. I think this is a very easy start. Actually, before we get into that, I want to start off with some tunes. Can we play some tunes? We haven't done tunes in a while to start the show off. Let's get some tunes going here. I'm going to bring this up on the screen in just a second. Hold on. Got some new music coming out of Korea.
Na 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 na. Pick up the phone, BRB. It's a booty call, let's not play with a sentiment. You say you got it, man, but all you wanna do is act a fool and leave him on that message sent. Ego, it's a ring ring. Make that pussy finna sing for my ding-a-ling. No matter what this woman now, leave a spot for a G. Oh yes, it's a mess in the bella ding. We gon' wine panic and up on the floor, reach the baby round tree. She don't make me a farmer every day, all I do is plant seeds. We start a fire, I go boom the boom, skibby the bop bop. She on top, mommy nyash go bam bam. Take me with you, mommy what that? Rain, rain, pick up the phone just.
Chat, let me see some fire emojis in the chat. 5 if you think that's a blazing classic hit. 1 if you think it's a dud. I want to hear from my audience. Like I said, we're going to ease into today's show. Somebody said, holy cringe factor. Oh, my God. Shout out to Korea. Korea has taken on Afro beats, according to this TikTok. This is a Korean artist. I'm not sure what their name is. What's this Korean artist name? Wrong answers only. I'm gonna read some of those off in the chat. Spotless said 4.5. I'm with you, Spotless. That shit got flavor. The record got flavor. I'm with Spotless. Put that on in the club. Turn that up. This my jam. Are we really doing this? Are we really gonna hate just because he's Korean? Boy said ding-a-ling. Ding-a-ling. School bell ring. Oh, man. What's this artist's name? Sean Jong? Buju Wonton. Buju Wonton. That's it right there. Jamaican fried rice crew. Come on, man. Zhang DEI way. Oh, that's classic. That's classic. Niga. Soul Brother number 1. SEOUL. I like that. Goldstein said he give it 3 fire emojis. I think this is going to be HJ's rap battle response to Uncle Hotep. Oh, man. I'm going to have to go with Buju Wonton. Shout out to Buju Wonton. I got to show this to Unc? I bet. I'm going to make sure I show it to Unc. Remind me tonight to play this for Unc, and so we can get Unc's take on this. This is great. This is great. I had to, let's get warmed up before we get into what we got to get into. We got some propaganda to dissect. I love dissecting propaganda. And we have some here today.
What I got.
And people are criticizing the new show, Good Times. Hold on. Let me fix the screen for you. People have been criticizing the show Good Times because apparently there was a reboot, but it's not like a full and complete reboot. It's just a black family, and the name of the show was Good Times. So they juxtaposed the old Good Times show to the new one. And I was like, this should be interesting, right? Because, when I grew up, Good Times I was watching reruns by the time it came on. I wasn't in that era. Unc was. This is probably Unc's era of TV. And, I thought it was fascinating, and I get to watch an old show of Good Times. And then I started watching the old show, and then I saw the new show, and I said, both of these things are toxic. Now, I'm going to play both to allow the audience to figure out what I found wrong with the first one. The winner, the first one, type in the chat, will get 1 month supply of Apex, our testosterone support supplement designed for men, although women can use it for hormonal balancing as well. Let's go to the tape. See if you guys can read my mind. What's wrong with this episode of Good Times, the original?
What I got to do, at least give me a chance to explain why I'm doing it. You see these hands, son? What do they mean to you?
They're the ones that's gonna hit me.
No, I mean these calluses, Michael. Son, that's why I want you to finish school, so your hands don't never have to look like this. That's why I don't take no excuses when you mess up in school. I'd rather you be hurt a little bit now than hurt for the rest of your life. You understand me? Now, what the hell is your big hurry?
One of my heroes, Crispus Attucks, wasn't afraid when his turn came.
Now, who was Crispus Attucks?
He was a black man. He was the first man to die in the Revolutionary War.
One of us fought in the Revolutionary War?
More than one. There was Peter Salem. He was the hero at Bunker Hill.
Well, I'll be damned.
But the school don't teach you about that, and they also don't teach you about Dr. Daniel Hale Williams. He did the first open heart surgery in this country. Or about Pedro Alonso Nino, who's...
Oh, now, wait a minute now. Pedro Alonso Nino couldn't be no brother.
Well, he was. He sailed with Columbus.
He did the rowing, didn't he?
He was a navigator.
You know what, son? Next Columbus Day, I'm taking off from work.
I gotta say, the writers did a fantastic job with the humor. Let's go to the new one.
Disability check for your face. Hold up. You can get paid for that?
This is from a fool who stares at his orange juice every morning.
It says concentrate on the box.
I have important news.
Let me guess. The state called and they want to cut you a disability check for your face. Hold up. You can get paid for that?
This is from a fool who stares at his orange juice every morning.
It says concentrate on the box. Who the dummy now? Shit. Me for not wearing a condom.
Shadows fall over my heart. It all started with my grandfather, James Evans. My job as the man of this house is to take care of this family no matter what.
I just want to let you know I'm going to take good care of Gray.
Yo, is that Lil Meechy? Is that Lil Meech voice? That sound like Lil Meech from, whatchamacallit, BMF.
Who is this I'm about to kill?
Juan, my boyfriend. Daddy, let him go.
Baby, she come with me.
Junior's repeating the 10th grade for the 3rd time.
Is there anything you can suggest to help him get to the drive-thru?
Can you do OnlyFans? Take off your shoes. Let me see what kind of feet you working with.
I'll take you to the dark side.
Dear Black Heavenly Father, College Redeemer, if you could just help us.
Son, it's for you. New phone. Who this?
Is this not Coonan? Chat, help me out. Thumbs up in the chat if you think this is Coonan. This just sounds like classic Coonan. Is this Coonan? This whole show looks like one big coon fest. Am I wrong for thinking that?
What I got to do at least.
So let's start with, what do they have in common? Let's make that a second question. Hotep Sawarse has answered the first question correctly. Hotep Sawarse, contact me so I can get you your 1 month supply of Apex. Hopefully you're active in the gym so you can get the full benefits of that. What is the thing that they both have in common? Anybody can tell me? Yeah, you got to put this in perspective if you're going to watch this around the kids. Absolutely. So yeah, some of you guys are hitting on it. Somebody said ignorance in common. I think it portrays the black dad as being stupid, being completely ignorant. Okay? I think that's what this is. Okay? Now, I'm going to play the first one and pause it really fast so you guys can see the corruption in this.
Please give me a chance to explain why I'm doing it. You see these hands, son? What do they mean to you?
They're the ones that's gonna hit me.
No, I mean these calluses, Michael. Son, that's why I want you to finish school so your hands don't never have to look like this.
Wow. 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 Strong Dad said both black people don't control either of the images. Yeah. He said, you heard him, I don't want your hands to look like this. So this was an attack on blue collar work. This is a shift in mindset. You got to remember that Booker T. Washington said, before we educate the Negro in the university, we must educate the Negro on technical skills like being an electrician, carpentry, plumbing, the vocational technical skills. And he said that because if his degree were to fail him, he could fall back on being a mechanic or something to that effect. But being good with your hands is a skill that all men should have. All men should know how to do, some of the basic things as far as fixing things around the house, dealing with the car, et cetera, et cetera. Right? Men should have these skills. So this is one of the first looks I've seen in black old film propaganda where they shun the working class, where they shun the blue collar, I should say the blue collar class, and basically say, let's move to white collar work and shun blue collar work. And in that case, what it does is it vacates those positions for other people, aka migrants, aka Italians, aka Irish, because we know that many Italians took over, landscaping businesses and construction work, plumbing, Super Mario Brothers, etc., etc. So it was fascinating to see that and to see, people say, oh, this one's toxic. And I'm like, the other one's toxic too. The original's toxic too. It's making a black man, a black dad, dumb. And he's saying, I don't want you to work with your hands, son. What kind of message is that? What kind of message is that to send to somebody? I think that all young boys should take some vocational classes and learn how to work with their hands. This is paramount, super important and necessary. Jason said, haven't calling for a live in a long time. Thank you for the super. Appreciate you. $2 super coming. Appreciate you. All right, so that's that. I just wanted to cover that. Let's get into the nitty gritty. What we're going to talk about today. Actually, I got one more lesson here. One more lesson, and then we'll get into the mayor of Baltimore and some of the remarks concerning him. So we had our brother Unc. We talked about this on the Monday show with Uncle Hotep. Patreon.com/Hotep has been told you. Also the place where you can watch the Grifties. Grifties.com will be updated with the new link shortly. So here he is. This is the brother who went viral for being fresh to death. Now, I'm going to make this very quick. So it looks like he's collabed with LRG Clothing. New Balance is not capitalized on the event. So LRG is capitalizing. But I heard rumors that LRG offered him a shopping spree. And I'd like to tell you guys right now that if you ever go viral, where can you contact me at? Customer care at menoforder.com. So if you guys ever go viral, do not accept product. Tell them cut the check. Okay? Tell them there's got to be some sort of monetary compensation. Front end and back end. Don't accept only back end. Don't accept only front end. Well, sometimes you want to accept only nice prices, right? But make sure they cut the check. Make them open up the checkbook. Do not just take merch. Unless you are great at flipping and you got an eBay business and you're ready to do arbitrage, something like that. Then you can flip the clothes on eBay and make a pretty penny, I guess. But that's still going to require labor. Tell them cut the check, Unc. Tell them cut the check, Unc. I hope they cut that fool a check. At least 5 figures. Do I look fresh? Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's talk about the Baltimore. So a few things on my timeline today that were disturbing that were able to turn into lessons. What order should I? Kind of have my mind made up what I want to do this. But I just, I like precision. I like to be precise. Let's start here. Let's start from the original. Let's start from the original clip of Brandon Scott, Mayor Brandon Scott of Baltimore, with Joyanne Reed, her Trump wig, on MSNBC. Let's start right there, and then we'll work our way into the various lessons we learned. Let's play the tape.
I know, and we all know, and you know very well, that black men, and young black men in particular, have been the boogeyman for those who are racist and think that only straight, wealthy white men should have a say in anything. We've been the boogeyman from them since the first day they brought us to this country. And what they mean.
Crazy how this Baltimore bridge collapse has collapsed into the race grift on both sides. Some of the red whites are grifting and the blue blacks, Joyanne Reed. It's like we're not even concerned with the lives lost or the infrastructure that's damaged and how people's lives are going to be affected in Baltimore. No. Look at the black mayor in his hoodie.
Mean by DEI, in my opinion, is duly elected incumbent. We know what they want to say, but they don't have the courage to
That was pretty clever. Duly elected incumbent. That was pretty clever.
Say the N-word, and the fact that I don't believe in their untruthful and wrong ideology, and I am very proud of my heritage and who I am and where I come from, scares them. Because me being at my position means that their way of thinking, their way of life of being comfortable and suffering, and while everyone else suffers, is going to be at risk. And they should be afraid, because that's my purpose in life. I know, and we all.
Okay. That's the original clip. Now let's go to the clipped clip. Okay. I'm going to go to the clip now. Put this on the screen. And this was shared by the account Amuse, who I think was purchased by the Fed. I think. I'm not sure. I think they were purchased by the Fed. Amuse says, this is funny. Baltimore's young thug mayor threatens his white constituents. If you're white, you aren't welcome in Baltimore. Oh man. We're gonna deal with the latter half of this statement in just a moment here. We're gonna play the clip that he clipped and try to piece it together a bit here, but Baltimore's young thug mayor, right? So obviously that's a dog whistle for the white identitarians amongst the red whites, but it's also a means of triggering a community to drive engagement to this tweet, drive engagement to this account so they can grift off of Elon bucks. We talked about that yesterday, driving engagement through rage bait, right? Or what they say is engagement farming, right? I like the term rage bait. Because, people are going to see, oh, we called him a thug, let's react. And it's just like, it's kind of just bait, Now, the second half, he talks about if you're white, you aren't welcome in Baltimore. And this is what we call, twisting the truth.
Very proud of my heritage and who I am and where I come from, scares them. Because me being at my position means that their way of thinking, their way of life of being comfortable and suffering, and while everyone else suffers, is going to be at risk. And they should be afraid, because that's my purpose in life. Very proud of my heritage and who I am and where I come from, scares them. Because me being at my position means that.
I don't think we can conflate those two. If you're white, you aren't welcome in Baltimore. I think he's speaking to a very specific group of people, white identitarians, people practicing identity politics under the banner of white people. I think that's who he's talking to. But again, the race grift requires confusion, obfuscation, the creation of chaos, and the twisting of people's words to fit the narrative. And, most people, they read the caption first, then they watch the video, and then they conflate the two with the video with the caption, and they usually just default to whatever the caption is, especially if it benefits, their bias. Okay? If it's leaning towards their bias. Now, this one to me actually wasn't that upsetting, right? It wasn't that alarming. I know many of you disagree, but I thought something else was more blatant. I'm going to pull this up. This one right here. This tweet right here is where we're going to get our lesson of the day. This comes from Savannah Hernandez. She's a journalist, reporter with TPUSA. Okay, and Sav says here, imagine being the mayor of an American city and going on national news after a major catastrophe dressed in a hoodie. DEI collapsed our standards, and now we have politicians who think it's okay to run around in sweats. Okay? So it's a bit of a grift here. I gotta respect Sav's grift. She knows which way the wind is blowing. She's read the room. She knows to use the trigger words. I talk about trigger words. Somewhere floating on the internet, you can purchase my list of smash mouth trigger words. But this happens to be a specialized one, which activates many communities: the red whites and the blue blue whites and the blue blacks, where they shoehorn DEI into the situation. Okay, although becoming the mayor of Baltimore has literally nothing to do with DEI, especially since the majority of the community is black. And we can talk about their failures at another point in time, but he got elected. It was not a DEI hire. He earned it. His team went out, campaigned, and he won the position. So it's a bit of being disingenuous from Sav here. But my concern is the comment about the hoodie, right? And the truth of the matter is that he wasn't invited on to discuss the bridge. Came on to discuss how the right has twisted things about the bridge, right? So the bridge collapses. He makes an announcement. He's dressed in a varsity jacket or something like that. And the right wing goes, oh, who's this incompetent nigga who's not actually responsible for the bridge? The bridge is state property and not city property. So that falls on the governor. But, the grifting red whites never miss an opportunity to castigate somebody who's black. It's grifting season for that right now. It's racial grifting season. And then that became the story, right? No longer the bridge collapsing and all of that. The story is now centered around the black mayor who is in no way responsible for the bridge, which is sad. So, like I said, we have to give the community some lessons. So we're going to cover, first lesson we're going to cover really fast. We have a August 21st, 2018 tweet here. From Thaddeus Russell, who is a scholar and intellectual and professor. He says, Puritanism is not individualist. Right? This is conformity, right? You would ask your average conservative, about America, and many of them would say, affirm the rights of the individual. Many of them would say that. Affirm the rights of the individual, okay? And your rights are given to you by God, et cetera, not by God. So we're going to revisit Puritanism in a second. I just want to bookmark that in your mind. But here's where I want to play. And this is something I've found despicable at a very early age, this concept of black man put on a suit. I find it to be despicable. I despise something in past generations called the monkey suit. In fact, when I became Ali Shakur, I threw away all my suits. I said, I'll never wear one of these again. I have since turned into a hypocrite because I've worn a tuxedo, et cetera, and a suit. I don't do the necktie. The necktie is a phallic symbol. I can't pull myself to put the phallic symbol around my neck. No diddy. But here we are. So, respectability politics. That's pretty much what we're dealing with here. It's interesting that when I looked this up, it had a lot to do with race. It says here, respectability politics or politics of respectability is a political strategy wherein members of a marginalized community will consciously abandon or punish controversial aspects of their cultural political identity as a method of assimilating, achieving social mobility, and gaining the respect of the majority culture. As a sociological term, it is often pejorative, typically used in a manner critical of the ideology. And that's the way I'm using it. I'm being hypercritical of respectability politics. Now, before I finish reading here, this next paragraph, I just want to come back to a couple of things in in the first paragraph. Specifically, assimilation. They talk of assimilation here, and then they talk about here gaining the respect of the majority culture. Now we live in the United States of America where blacks are considered minority and whites are considered majority. So the way to ingratiate yourself with the majority culture is to put on a suit. Those are just the facts of the matter. Put on the suit, right? You filthy Negro, clean yourself up and put on a suit, okay? Now, I just want to segue really fast, and then I'll come back. I want to show you something, which was quite ironic. Here we go. Shout out to Jazzy. So here we have a tweet of mine this morning, which is, I just make observations. I'm chronicling history as we go along. Red whites are white Republicans. Somebody asked me, what are red whites and how do they differ from red blacks? And I said, red whites are white Republicans. Red blacks are the counter to blue blacks. Once they cease to be useful for that purpose, they are discarded. Red blacks must denounce their race and replace it with American to be accepted. And then Jazzy pops in and provides this screenshot that he got, which is some campaign promo from the Republican Party. And we have a black man here. And he might be, he might be a good politician, might be a good guy. But what's the first line of this text? Denouncing his blackness. I am not African American, just American. I stand for our national anthem and face the American flag, not an African flag. Okay? I stand and pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and I kneel before nobody but God Almighty. I believe all lives matter. So the first thing he has to do is, in order to ingratiate himself with the voting class, the voters of the red whites, is he has to let them know, look, I'm a safe Negro. I'm one of you. I'm willing to assimilate into your particular ideology. Now, we can talk about if other ideologies like black nationalism are toxic or whatever, but the fact of the matter is he's got options on the ideology he chooses. And the ideology he chooses is to basically say, I'm not black, I'm American. And Jazzy posted that because that is one of the prerequisites to becoming a popular black conservative or a red black. You've got to basically say, I'm not black, I'm American, right? I don't play identity politics. But the red whites can play identity politics and talk about how, the white man is under attack and they're being slaughtered and all of that stuff that the red whites, mostly the grifter class, complain about. I feel bad for the rest of the red whites because their grifter class is just, it leaves a lot to be desired, okay? So, last thing, notice the suit, right? Gotta have a suit on. This is part of the assimilation into the culture, okay? Notice how Fetterman didn't have to do that to get, to become elected. And people have criticized Fetterman for not wearing a suit. So I just want to be fair on that part. But it's interesting to note that Fetterman was able to get elected. He's a complete moron, and the red whites were not able to get Oz in there, even with this suit, right? And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that voters, especially PA voters, are looking for somebody who looks like them. Majority of, let me not say majority, but I know that PA has a large blue-collar working class, and they're going outside the house with their Carhartt hoodies and their boots, and they're working hard, and when they see somebody with a suit, they can't relate to that. They can relate to a guy in a hoodie, but they can't relate to the suit. And considering the fact that the Baltimore mayor is dealing with the majority black community, the black community cannot relate to the suit. They relate to the hoodie. I relate to the hoodie. As you can see, hoodie. I wear a hoodie, men avoid a hoodie, every stream. If not this hoodie, another hoodie. The hoodie is sort of become the royal garments of the black community. Okay. Shout out Trayvon Martin. But the hoodie is just sort of universal. It is a royal robe, so to speak. And I love the hoodie. I think it's one of the most comfortable pieces of clothing, and it's been co-opted. It is now ours. It's black culture. The hoodie is black culture. And Many people have recognized that. That's why, when you put one on, you're deemed a thug. So let's go back to respectability politics. Okay. Hope I'm doing a good job explaining this stuff. And I'm not checking the chat. I'll check the chat in just a moment. It says here the terms respectability, the terms politics of respectability was first coined by historian Evelyn Brooks Higginbotham. Okay, black woman. Looks like white passing. In 1993. According to her, respectability emphasizes reform of individual behavior and attitudes, both as a goal in itself and as a strategy for the reform of the entire structural system of American race relations. Respectability politics is also the process in which privileged members of a marginalized group settle within the social norms of the dominant groups to advance their group's position. So basically saying, it's a clever tactic. I'm not saying it's a wrong tactic, but basically what it's saying is, let's lose some of our identity. Let's take on the identity of the dominant group in order to rise amongst the ranks. And this does work. The problem is you lose yourself, which means that you actually become part of the dominant group as long as you play along. As long as you play their game, follow their rules, wear their suits, and talk like them. The minute you don't, you're a DEI. Okay? You're a DEI. It's just that simple. Okay? That's why the gentleman had to say in his text message reaching out to voters, I'm not African American, I'm American. It's sad that this is the message that has to go out from a politician instead of saying, hey, listen, I want to do X, Y, and Z for the economics of whatever district I'm running for, state, seat, whatever, right? We can't talk about the things that are actually going to change people's lives. I have to first tell you I'm not black, right? I have to practice respectability politics and follow the social norms of the dominant group, right? So when we're dealing with red whites, we're dealing with blue whites, they're the dominant groups. The Democrat Party is run by white people. The Republican Party is run by white people, okay? This is a white country, loosely using the term white. You guys know how I feel about that term, but to help people understand, those are the terms we're using. So those are the dominant groups. So if you want to rise amongst the ranks of the blue whites, there's a certain set of behaviors that you have to follow. And the same thing with the red whites. There's a certain set of behaviors you have to follow in order to ingratiate yourself amongst these groups. Okay, so it says there are fields of race and ethnic studies, social movements, and critical theory that may be unintegrated. The purpose of the modernized information respectability politics holds is that it focuses on applying African American studies specifically for Black and African women. Okay, so I'm not going to go on any more with this. Although I could probably come back at some later date and do a whole presentation on this, but I don't want to do that. We don't have time. Okay. So hopefully you got to please your party. Yeah. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. You got to please your party, right? Oh, let me unpin this message. How dare you lose yourself if you never knew who you were? That's a profound statement. You have a blue collar gig, but you wear a shirt and tie every day? How you do blue collar work in a shirt and tie? What kind of blue collar work are you doing? You must be an assassin.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
That's the type of blue collar work he's doing. He's an assassin. So coming back, that's what this is, right? This is respectability politics. How dare you not recognize that white people are the dominant group? How dare you not assimilate? How dare you not follow the rules of respectability politics? You know you're supposed to wear a suit when you're on TV, right? Right? How dare you not wear a suit? You know? Now, people have asked, you know, how is Hotep Jesus able to do all this stuff, like get on Fox, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, when you understand the game, you can play the game and you can win the game effectively. So, if you notice, when I went on Gutfeld with the tuxedo on, I was there a lot. The minute I put on the Men of Order hoodie, although the backlash from the media for that hoodie, there was an article written about me for that hoodie, on the Gutfeld show, which is funny. Anyway, then all of a sudden I wasn't on there. Months had gone by. I think it was October. And then Tyrus put in a good word and I got back on the show. And this time I showed up in a different type of hoodie. Right? And I think the next time I'll go, I'll probably put on a suit. Right? Because, again, it requires, when you play the game, it requires some form of assimilation. The issue is, are you aware that you are assimilating and playing the game, or are you a slave to the game? You see what I'm saying? So even my rhetoric with the Starbucks stunt allowed me to break into leftist media, although they never interviewed me because they did their research and found out who I was and found out I wasn't on their side. But it pissed off Alex Jones at the time, and he came back, apologized. We pieced things up because he thought I was one of these leftists, right? So I was basically, you know, a week before that stunt happened, I told people, you know, if you follow a certain narrative, you can break into mainstream media. And I did just that. Then I got Laura Ingraham and I was on Fox, and then, you know, the video went viral on several stations, etc. Came a big story. But that was me showing people and saying, look, if you act a certain way, you can get access, but you have to act a certain way to get access to their platforms, because their platforms require monetization of advertising, which means you need eyes. So you have to do something dumb, stupid, or silly to make the news, especially if you're black, right? But it doesn't mean it does not apply to white people. It definitely applies to white people. Well, these stupid white people on TV all the time. And you never really see the smart white people on TV. You don't see the smart black people on TV. You see the retards, right? Or people that carry a specific agenda, right? So Cornel West, super smart guy. Why is he on TV? Because he's a communist, right? Like, oh yeah, we like this guy. He believes in socialism. Still don't know how he believes in socialism. Maybe he needs to go work in a labor department like Thomas Sowell. Can't wait to debate Cornel West in the future. And that's an ass whipping I'm willing to take. Pause. But looking forward to it because I respect him tremendously. Anyway, coming back. So, you know, when you want to be in the media, it's not about what you say, it's about what you don't say, right? So for a really long time, for, you know, like a year or so, I would say no, it's probably like more like 6 months, right? Where I hid my true thoughts from the red whites and only affirmed their bias. And it was because I was in a state of trying to understand. Okay, I was grifting, absolutely. But I was also trying to understand, like, if I say this, what happens? If I say this, what happens? And trying to understand these people. And then elections came around and I said, it's time to burst their bubble. And I said, I'm not voting. And then they just lost their shit. I was like, oh, interesting. But I knew, but I just didn't know what their responses would be, right? And then came Kwanzaa. And I don't celebrate Kwanzaa, but for the sake of pissing people off, I celebrate Kwanzaa. And I was found that fascinating. Like, there's so much about this. This is really weird. Like, you care like so much about, look at those niggas over there celebrating Kwanzaa. And it's just like, how does that hurt you? I don't get it, right? So it seemed like they had this fascination. And then, I knew very early on what it was. Lauren knows because she was there with the TPUSA thing. Doe and Mike know because when I first got invited to the TPUSA dinner out in Arizona before the first Black Leadership Summit or whatever that was called, I think it was 2017 maybe. I remember being in the airport on the way home and telling Mike and Doe, like, y'all, I need y'all to sign up. I'm going to get kicked out, right? Now, I knew I was going to get kicked out beforehand. So some people are saying things online like Hotep Jesus didn't know how the red whites operate, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, nah, I know how they operate. I was just infiltrating to gain information. And I probably should admit that because I'm outing myself as an agent of Hotepistan. And I can't be trusted by the red whites, and I can't be trusted by the blue whites. But I'm pretty sure they figured that out by now, which is why I'm divulging secrets. But the point being is that it's not what you say, it's what you don't say. It's what you don't say. Now, if you don't say certain things, then you get the welcoming party. And you'll notice that the amount of invitations I got to media during that time period were large and abundant. Today, my invites to media are not large and abundant. And that's because, well, they know who I am now. And I don't play the games. And also because I'm not stupid, right? Like the video from what's the Black Kung Fu brother's name? Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White said there's an IQ test to become a police officer, and if you test too high, then they can't use you, right? You can't be a police officer. Well, the same thing goes for media and politics. They need you to be a midwit so that you're easy to control. So I'm really like way too intelligent for them to work with me because I just frankly can't be trusted because they know that I can't be used. And that's really what they want to do. And I remember this early on because I was invited on a podcast. And, you know, when I go on a podcast, what I look for from the host is to dive into the depths of my intelligence and intellect. That's what I hope for. Like, let's have a really deep conversation. And I remember them in one I can't remember the name, but a podcast brought me on, and the first thing they said was, you know, Black Lives Matter, DeRay McKesson. And I was like, not playing the game, right? Like I wasn't going to play the whole, let me talk shit about Black Lives Matter. Let me talk about DeRay McKesson, okay? And I sort of just didn't play along. I probably gave like really bland answers. Just didn't play along for the most part. So they didn't get what they wanted out of me. And the reason why a lot of that is because some of it is from frustration, because I'll show you here in just a second. Let's see if we can find the video here. Okay, here we go. So the frustration is right here, right? Where we have previous pieces of content from me. This one was published July 10th, 2015, and it's titled Black Lives Matter, the Gay Agenda, okay? And I got to go back through and edit some of these videos so the links are updated. I'll do that in a second here. But Black Lives Matter, the gay agenda. So I was saying this in 2015. So when you come around in 2017 and 2018 and ask me to speak about this stuff, I'm like, bro, like, I'm off of this. Like, I was on this 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I was like I'm off this. I was one of the first people to point this shit out. Why y'all ain't come interview me then? You know why you didn't come interview me then? Mostly because I was a black nationalist. I was a black nationalist, and I wasn't super popular just yet. But yeah. Hold on. I'm over here doing two things at once. Let me up. I'll have my train of thought back. So I'll give you another case just to show you how balanced I am. I went on to Milo Yiannopoulos. Milo now runs, I don't know, he's head of Ye's campaign. He works for Ye now. But Milo brought me on his podcast. I don't know if you guys can find this. In fact, let's see if we can find it. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe it's up here. Maybe it's not. Let me see. Is this it? Okay, it's paygate. Wait, yeah, it's paygated through his website, censored.tv. I'm going to try and find it in another place. Hold on. I might be able to find this clip for you. Nah, not public. I'll show you what I'm talking about, though, right here. And you see this is a interview May 1st, 2021. Okay? And he's talking to me about, you know, various subjects, right? Give me just a moment so I can try and find this as a free version. I'm going to go to Russia and see if Russia can help us out, because it might be indexed somewhere else. Okay, it's on archive.tv. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, we just hacked that. All right, now we just have to find this segment.
Sorry, California native, but people cross with you.
Well, I think that, you know, I guess it's this like cross between entertainment and I call it like extreme reporting. I started doing
extreme reporting. Extreme reporting.
It's like a sport.
That's on WeTV. Just after.
All right, this is the episode right here. Sorry, Milo. I apologize in advance if I'm breaking the law or something. Please don't sue me. I'm just going to play a clip. I'm not going to play the whole episode. So this is our interview.
And you've been... It's funny, really, because you've become a bit of a hero to some of the white right, despite having some, you know, interesting views about race in general. I want to start with the subject of White Boy Summer. Are you familiar?
Name that has been thrown.
I'm on this new path in life. This rapid transformation in the space of 1 year from a mostly free country to a mostly unfree country.
I'm looking for the part where he talks about Candace Owens.
Sphere theory, it seems to me, theory has been, is as the primary innovation, will obey the law. They just don't seem reachable by facts and logic and reason. They're tweeting, you know, effectively like police should stay out and let our daughters stab each other to death, you know, and, you know, but pretty much everything they've ever done has been a disaster. And I'm.
And then find some way to.
30 minutes into this interview. Hold on. Taking a trip down memory.
Because you got like the Terry Crews thing, right, where he's kind of laconic manner and all the rest of it would be Thor. And what did they do to him? They turned him into a fat lot. Utterly compromising everything they believe in to say whatever Charlie tells them to say, and they don't even get paid. I mean, I got paid. You got come on then. If you got paid, then you worked for them. Then you got fired. What's this weasel shit you're doing?
I didn't work. I didn't do any work.
If you got paid,
can I tell you the story?
All right. I mean, come on. You know, like, they're all gay. Anyway, well, we can move on. So we'll move on from Black America and talk about other stuff, except for a last question, I guess, which is. If you got the opportunity, I know that you, like me, have been sort of expelled from polite society at various times. You know, you got fired from Turning Point, which is you should have on a T-shirt that you never take off. Look, it's evidence alone of your soundness, of your baseness, getting fired from Turning Point. Didn't you get uninvited from CPAC as well?
No, I was never invited in the first place. That was young Pharaoh.
That's right. I knew it was somebody who doesn't mind saying unpleasant things. Anyway,
and I was never hired by TPUSA.
Bespoke tailored suits from Savile Row. It's like the apex of apex of apex. And I don't wear a pocket square because it's fucking stupid. I want to know because I think you've got quite a good sense of who the fakes are. Give me your real opinions about who's dreadful because they're never going to talk to you again anyway. So you may as well tell me.
I couldn't name any.
Boom, right there. You see what I'm saying? Like they try to set you up for a game. It's this section right here I want to play for you. So what they do is they try to get you to say shit about people. And I don't play that game, right? Some people will play the game, but that's where I draw the line. So watch this.
That they made it up and never mentioning him, and then scheduling the Black Summit for the same day as his event. It's all dirty and driven by money and grotesque. So I'm glad that I never entered that world. I'm glad that you got out of it. You know what? Sorry, I don't really care about the viewers. I'm just interested in this. Who else can't you stand in the sort of black conservative world? Everyone's tuned out by now, but I don't care because I just want to know because I think you've got quite a good sense of who the fakes are.
You see, you said everybody tuned out. I wasn't giving them the content he wanted.
Give me your real opinions about who's dreadful because they're never going to talk to you again anyway. So you may as well tell me.
I couldn't name any. I don't know who
you're such a liar. You're such a liar.
Who are they?
Why are you still doing this diplomatic thing? I mean,
it's only like one, and it's Candace. Like, who else is it other than Candace is the only black conservative?
Well, all right. Give me your unvarnished view on Candace Owens.
Right there. Give me your unvarnished views on Candace Owens. Watch this.
She's intelligent. And she knows what she's doing.
Okay, that sounds like a subtext there. It sounds like you want to say she's something else. Come on,
she is.
Look, I'm pulling it out of you. See this? Okay, come on, tell the truth.
She's headed for a wonderful career with the establishment Republicans.
I've spent enough time around.
All right. So this is how I was handling myself, right? And this is what I'm saying. Like when people see, the thing is, like when they see one interview, like they want to be the next one, right? So they go, oh, he gave that person what they wanted. Let me be the next one to griff off of Hotep Jesus. He's gonna give me what I want. But once they see when you're thrown the bone, pause, and you don't bite, they're like, there's no point in bringing this guy on. And I just don't play those games because if I'm going to talk shit about somebody, I'm going to do it on my platform. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do it on my platform. I'm not going to come to somebody else's platform to talk shit about another person. It's just not how I'm designed. That's not how it's set up. So when I had the opportunity to put Black Lives Matter on blast, I chose not to. Or when I did put him on blast, I did it in my own way. And then I had the opportunity to talk shit about Candace on Milo's show. And I didn't do it. So it's just, I just trying to show you like what my character is and how I'm set up. And why you might not see me on each and every podcast consistently. And it's because I've played enough of the game to know how the game is played, and now I'm choosing not to play it anymore. I'm playing the game in a different way now. Okay, I've come to the point where I understand what's going on. I had to write a book to really, really understand what's going on. And at the end of the day, what a lot of these actors want is they want you to be messy. They want you to be retarded, slow, ignorant, and that stuff, like Charleston White's cool or whatever, but Charleston White is Charleston White because, like he said, he puts on that ignorant rapper moniker, and now he's everywhere, right? When he was, like he said, when he was doing the intelligent thing, he wasn't going viral when he was doing the intelligent thing, but as soon as he dresses and acts and talks like the rappers do, all of a sudden he gets booked everywhere, right? So he knows the game, and he's telling y'all the game. And that's the same thing I'm trying to tell people now is, when it comes to situations like Sav's tweet here, which basically says, hey, nigga, don't put on a hoodie. He's basically saying, why is he not complying with the dominant group? Why is he not complying with respectability politics? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I don't think I have anything else to say in that regard. We're going to go to the phone line, I think. Hold on. Let me see. Let me just do a real quick check. Actually, let me touch on this really fast. Then we'll go to phone lines. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. This story is pretty important. I want to make sure I get this in here now. And then some of the other stuff we can cover later on in the week. But let's go to this story. This is kind of alarming. Let's go to the tape. This is Mayor Eric Adams. Disclosed.tv says Mayor Adams to roll out electromagnetic weapon detection system. Let's take a look.
I'm proud to announce that we are taking the next step forward in our ongoing efforts to make our subways even safer and ensure New Yorkers feel safer in the transit system. Today, in accordance with the Post Act, for the use of technology by the NYPD, we'll be publishing the impact and use policy for electromagnetic weapons detection systems here in New York City. This kicks off the 90-day waiting period. Before this type of technology can be tested and used in our city.
Tested?
To help keep New Yorkers safe. This is a rule that we have to follow. We have to wait 90 days before we can implement this technology. But during the 90-day waiting period, the NYPD will work to identify all vendors with effective technology and expertise. I'm proud to announce that we are taking the next step forward in our ongoing efforts to make our subways even safer and ensure New Yorkers feel safer in the transit system.
All right, it's enough of that. I want to invite people to ask questions so that the phone calls can flow much better. So when you call in, please have a question for me. Electromagnetic weapon detection system, EWDS. Okay. All right. So red whites consistently pump out this fear propaganda of how dangerous New York is. I'm not going to say New York isn't dangerous, but when I'm in New York, I don't really have fear. Like, I keep my head on a swivel, but I keep my head on a swivel everywhere I go. I'm not on my phone when I walk down the street anywhere on the planet, mostly because I'm concerned with getting hit by a car. It's mostly my concern, especially when you got like headphones in, or just being randomly attacked, right? So I keep my head on a swivel, and I don't perceive New York to be dangerous. I don't feel threatened. I ride the subway occasionally when I'm in New York. It's the fastest way to get around, and I generally feel safe. Okay. Mostly because I trust myself, right? And my ability to get in and out of precarious situations. I've been tested in the past and I've passed with flying colors, all right? So my fight or flight systems work very, very well. And yeah, so the red whites, pump a lot of fear propaganda about New York, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm watching and I'm saying, and I'm like, how is this going to unfold? And here we see it's unfolding as electromagnetic weapon detection system. So on one side, you're like, yo, New York got to do something. New York got to do something. And it's never economic change. It's always police reform and law and order. And really what they've come up with is another surveillance piece of equipment. And then they also say they've got to test it. So they're testing maybe new technology or old to others, but they're testing new technology, electromagnetic weapon detection system. They're testing this on New York citizens. So all that hullabaloo, only for the government to then test in New York and roll it out across the nation and across the Western civilization. Surveillance systems, big brother shit. So you think this whole, get out of the cities and all of that stuff. It's like, no, like they literally created the problem so they can create the solution. And the solution is more surveillance, not economics, surveillance. And everybody knows that the solutions in New York can be resolved through changing economic policy, starting with, I would think, the elimination of minimum wage, right? I think that's a great start. Just going to show you, like the cries and tears of the red whites always seem to turn into the cries and tears of all people turns into the trading of freedom for security. Okay. Robert Jones, thank you for the $2 super. He says no long hair in school for boys. Yeah. Alfro Nerd Radio, $12 super. Thank you. Says, what is the opposite of RP? Meg Thee Stallion painting with the Clintons as a black representative. Malcolm X wore the suit and spit hot fire. We need RP. Just redefine it for our benefit. Call in. Let's talk about it. I think there's a lot of nuance in the conversation of respectability politics, right? And it's a great point. Nation of Islam, how they cleaned up, made everybody wear the little bow tie and suits and all of that. I think there is power in some of that. I think it is something I was thinking about yesterday, actually today too, when I had my tweet about calling myself a neo-fascist communist. I should say that I need to add theology in there somewhere, because I'm a theologist, where I believe that the government needs to be run by your religious book, right? And your rules need to be set by your religious book, whatever that may be, whatever book you choose from Moses, Abraham, or however that should go, right? When we think of Malcolm X and his suit, I go, that's a bit different because they were organized around a religious book. And I think in that case, it's not respectability politics as much as it is organization around the mosque, okay? And creating a uniform look. Now, creating a uniform look is much different than respectability politics. They chose a uniform look of the black suits with the bow ties, whereas the Hebrew Israelites have chosen purple hoodies. And both of those are, creating a uniform look for a group of people going in the same direction. Anime, $100 super.
This a Hotep brother.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Blowing away our goal today. You are the man. HJ, you got to react to the Alex Jones versus the rabbi debate. Okay, send me the link. I'll check it out. Send me the link. I'll check it out. Waiting to get Alex on the show. Can't wait to have Alex on the show. I have not gotten a response yet, but hopefully we'll get Alex Jones on the show sometime in the future. That being said, let's go to phone lines. Text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. Have a good question for me, please. My regular callers, do what you do. You know who you are. The rest of you, please have some questions for me. And I'll be right back after this 1 minute and 47-second commercial.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right? We've got some great categories tonight. including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Season's COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year Award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons look alike to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through. No one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year. Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a very spicy segment coming up here. Fresh Mike, breaking news, has been blocked by Strong Dad. Strong Dad, I want to start right there before we get into some of the subject matter. Why did you block Fresh Mike?
Okay, so, listen, I curate my timeline for genuine engagement.
Okay.
And really, there's only one room for, one space for under the belt arguments from an individual, and that's Drelly.
Okay.
If you're not Drelly, if you're not Drelly, then I block you normally. You know what I mean?
I got you.
I like the way he engages sometimes.
Okay.
But anyway, Hotep or not, if you interact with me in a manner that I believe to be, it's not genuine to me, I'm gonna block you. Concerning, so pretty much what happened was,
Did you
I made a
your
video.
tweets?
Yeah, absolutely. I got it off my timeline. I don't even want conversation on my timeline. If I block you, then I'll delete our conversation because to me, it's clogging my timeline with things I don't want my followers to consume as well.
Hold on a second.
I'll just
Hold on. I just want to help the people understand what happened. So, here we have a video, 2 videos from Strong Dad explaining why, he ain't voting this year, right? And then somebody comes in and says, Rob James here says, is it weird that I got his spittle on me right through the phone? Also, he fails to recognize that his own group is controlled by grifters, and most groups are. But if he goes to a Trump rally, he'll probably be welcomed with open arms, literally. And Black Hotep says, Strong Dad says, Trumpers accept me until I wear a dashiki. Trumpers accept me if I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. Trumpers accept me if I say ish like I'm not black, I'm American. Trumpers are fake as fuck, just like liberals are. And then Fresh Mike says, then do it and film it. Go to a Trump rally in a full costume and film it. If the folks are nice to you, maybe you'll feel better. If they're not, you get to make more videos about how right you are. I can't see the response to that. You deleted it. I'm going to allow you to speak in a second as I finish those last 2 tweets. The second one here says from Fresh Mike, I've been to many pro-Trump. I've been to many, many pro-Trump places with people of all different walks of life, specifically black men and women, and we had a great time. We had an African party at a club owned by folks from Cameroon, and they love Trump, so yeah. Then his third one was, oh my God, what a hot original take. I've never heard that before. Thank you for your enlightened information. You're a real original thinker. Okay. So, Strong Dad, how did you reply to that? What is your reply now? What is going on?
So, pretty much what I said was, that what he's saying isn't new to me. if you thought I was lying about those kind of interactions. I mean, the whole protest season, there's live streams that are still up on the channel that followed us that watch me interact with Trumpers that prove this, because, I never showed up as a liberal or even a black nationalist.
So he was treating you like you ain't like you was new to this.
I think he was treating me like I was a Mo Fax or something like that. Like, which I just find to me, if you actually know me, right? If you actually know me, or if you are a genuine enough person to research a fellow Hotep before you say something, because I'll do that before I say anything to a Hotep. I make sure I know that I'm on or off with the topic. And there was zero research, and to me, that's not a genuine way to respond, which I told him.
I think he misinterpreted your tweet here.
Yeah,
right?
he very much misinterpreted.
You could walk into a Trump rally with a dashiki on with no problem. You know that, but that's not the message you were trying to convey.
That's not at all. And here's the thing. You have described many times on this channel what I alluded to. You know what I'm saying? But Mike is never coming at you the same way he's coming at me. And to me, I feel like that's personal, and I don't do personal. Either you rock with me or you don't. We can disagree all the way down
to. Coming at you
because
what?
I think it's just personal. When he was on the phone call last time, I made some jokes about him in the chat, and I feel like he took offense to those jokes. But y'all niggas be roasting me in the chat. Like, this is what we do. If you can't take a roast, then are we close? You know what I'm saying? So to me, he took offense to that, and ever since then, he would respond snarkily. And then to me, this was a personal thing. Otherwise, he would have seen that interaction the same way he sees it when you describe it. And to me, and you know what? I can be in a space. I was in prison. I can be in a space and avoid somebody and not bring or create bad energy. So it's not like I don't have to not see you, but I can't interact with that kind of behavior. I need you to talk to me like a man. Take me for how I take you. If I'm speaking to you respectfully, or if I'm making a point that I'm making, don't do like Hotep Drelly be doing. You know what I'm saying? That's not your station. You're supposed to be within Hotep Nation. Drelly's a Hotep, but he's outside of us. That's what I mean. That's the kind of stuff I don't rock with, and I don't like that on my timeline. That's just how it is.
Yeah. So you blocked him. What was your responses to him?
Well, one response was just, I've done this. I mean, there's plenty of live footage of me doing this.
Yeah.
And then that's when he responded again. And then I told him, essentially, you're barking up the wrong tree. We don't have to have this conversation. Honestly, you're barking up the wrong tree. If you actually knew me, you wouldn't say these things. And then that's when he took what I said and then responded by saying, in quotations, you don't know me. You should be scared of me. And again, that's another type of
Who said that?
Mike.
Wait, he tweeted that to you?
Yes. So the response to that, to me saying that was,
he was quoting you, like mocking you.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't do that.
That's
I'm
not
sorry.
the energy you was trying to put out.
That's not the energy I'm trying to put out at all, man. I'm a grown ass man. Talk to me respectfully, dog. Like, you don't have to do that. You're not a troll account. I know you're not a troll account. I know that you're rocking in Hotep Nation. But just because you rock in Hotep Nation doesn't mean I have to like you. If you don't respect me, then you're not in my space. I don't see you. You're invisible.
Let me hop in. Let me hop in right here. Mike's in the chat, and he says, he literally said, "Red whites don't like me if I wear a dashiki," end quote. And that's not what he said. He said they won't accept me. Those are two different things. Now, being able to have, a cordial interaction at some Trump rally, much different than what you're saying is being accepted by the whole, right? That includes the rank and file and the establishment, right? You need cooperation.
Right.
And
right, or the sentence, the Kwanzaa sentence.
before we even get into that, right? Like, we're good at the dashiki. Like, we all get the point, right? It's just basically saying that the rank and file usually go along with whatever, Fox News says or whatever, upper establishment says, right? For the most part, right? Even the fact that they participate in their game lets you know that they're compliant. So you're talking about the power structure, technically. You're talking about the grifter class. You're talking about access to media, right? These sorts of things. You're talking about financial support, economic inclusion, right? Not to say this has to be a DEI thing, but there's gatekeeping. And again, it's not gatekeeping based upon race. It's being gatekeeping based upon ideology. For example, you see Candace cannot coexist with Ben Shapiro, right? He's taken on more of a leftist approach in regard to the conflict in the Middle East, So there is some history and some merit to what you're saying, and I think that the big infringement here is on Mike, right? I think Mike has the big infringement in this case because he hasn't followed the principles of Hotep. So the principles of Hotep is the first principle of Hotep. What's the first principle of Hotep, Strong Dad, when it comes to social media?
We don't argue.
We don't argue. Thank you. So my own philosophy for me is always concerned with the individual who feels someone needs their opinion, right? So a person posts a piece of content, you may not like it, right? And that's fine. You don't have to like it. But I don't understand the thought process of having to express that, right? Like, why? Like, why do you think somebody should care about your opinion? Like, that's weird to me. So I don't do that. When I see things on the timeline, I don't go comment under people's tweets and be like, yo, this is stupid, blah, 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 blah. I don't do that. To me, it's corny, right? Like, I should have better things to do with my time. So for me, it's more like, what are the standards that I set for myself? And this is coming into, what Hotep is. And it's like, what are the standards we set for ourselves as far as how we operate? And then the second element that was breached is not only is he arguing, he's arguing with the inner circle. And the third level to that is not only is he arguing inside the circle, he's arguing with one of the titans. He's arguing with a board member. He's arguing with somebody who sits at the table, somebody who contributes economically to the nation, somebody who contributes intellectually to the nation. Because a lot of people, they might joke on you in the chat and joke on you or whatever, because they don't agree with your opinion. But at the end of the day, when you write that fitness blog, that shit is flawless and can't nobody touch you at that. You know what I'm saying? And what you know very fucking well. So people might see, okay, Strong Dad has muscles, but I'm like, did you read his article though? Because this is not just a bronze character. This is an intellectual character that we're dealing with here. He is an intellectual character that is expressed through his ego. And it's beautiful, and I love it. That's why you're one of the titans. But those are the three infringements I would say. I say we gotta take Fresh Mike to Hotep court. Mike, you gonna call in, put up your defense, but we taking you to Hotep court. We got you on violating the First Amendment, no arguing online, violating the Second Amendment, no arguing with people inside the circle. And then the third one, which is probably the most egregious, is arguing with somebody inside the circle that's a titan. That's damn, Mike. We gotta bring you up on charges, bro. We gotta bring you up on charges.
My thing is this: if you can DM me, I don't have a billion followers. DM me and be like, hey, I kind of disagree with what you're saying. Could you elaborate?
Yeah,
that is something that I have these interactions. There are many Hoteps who can attest to me doing that.
He could have done it publicly and still been respectful enough to have and extrapolate discourse. Because like you said, usually, like for me, before I want to challenge somebody's tweet, I got to ask a few questions first for clarity. For clarity.
Ask no question.
So if you come with a response, I'm like, yo, you're not even asking for clarity before we even get into what it is I'm trying to say here. And you know me, how I tweet cryptically. I get 10 retweets on a tweet, but it's cryptic as shit. So the 10 people retweeted it was
That's
like,
right.
damn, them some bars. Like they get it.
That's right.
So when you don't agree with me, I'm like, do you even know what the fuck I'm talking about? Because you off topic with your response. You're not accurate with your response, so you might want to ask for more clarity. And that's how I think Mike could have said was, well, can you extrapolate on this more? What do you mean here when you said this? And then, could have continued from there. But yeah, we got to bring Mike up on track.
Yeah.
Mike,
yeah.
where you at?
For me, it's the
Mike, text me. Mike, text me right now, please.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I have experienced this, and listen, I don't discount anyone's experience, but if Rudy tells me his experience as a white man growing up in the hood, I'm not going to tell Rudy he's wrong.
Right.
I'm going to understand why he's telling me that if I disagree, because maybe I'll understand. And so this is something white liberals love to do. This is something red whites love to do. Well, I ain't seen it. Well, I ain't seen this. Listen, I get it that you ain't seen it, but I've been a black man for almost 37 years. How long have you been a black man?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing, like, you got to be more genuine. So, Mike, call in.
We're gonna get to the bottom of it. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. Thank you for calling in. Anything you want to say on the respectability politics and the mayor of Baltimore?
Listen, man, I mean, you said it pretty. First of all, in an all-black city, what you expect the black mayor to look like? And also, how many of these dusty, fat, podunk white mayors in all these districts exist? Y'all ain't saying nothing about them. Y'all ain't saying nothing about Cletus ain't shaved his face looking like a big old thumb on TV with his top. Chris Christie been looking like a slime ball forever. Come on now. He wore a hoodie. It's cold, man. It's cold. Y'all gonna tell me y'all don't love hoodie season? Who does not love hoodie season?
Definitely.
What the fuck is that?
Right,
hoodie season, that's one of the best seasons. It's a comfortable rock with, and it's not like he's up there talking to Meg Thee Stallion about her politics while he's wearing a hoodie. He's defending himself as a black man while he's wearing a hoodie. You know what? That very symbol right there, a black man in a hoodie defending himself, has been a thing since fucking Trayvon. So to me, it just really, it makes me angrier more that he even has to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because now you have to defend him, and his politics aren't exactly the best. Now you put yourself in a position where you are, pseudo defending him in his entirety in order to keep from people talking about him in a disingenuous. It's too much for me. It's too much for me. So yeah, that's what I got.
We're gonna talk to him. We're gonna figure out what's going on.
All right, Hotep and Bill, yo.
Hotep and Bill. Mike, call in. You gotta face Hotep Court. Mike, call in. I never had to do this for somebody else. Usually this is me. Well, we've had other people in Hotep Court. Let's run the tape.
All rise for the Honorable Uncle Hotep. Hotep Court is now in session.
Call from
Afro Nerd.
Why would Afro Nerd think it's his turn to call in? Why would he think that? Is he watching the show? Fresh Mike. I'm about to call. Don't text me, man. He's texting me. Come on, man. Don't text me what's up. Call the number. You know what time it is. Hey, what do you mean what's up? We calling Fresh Mike right now. What's his number? Let's get to it.
Hello.
Mike.
Yo.
We are here live in Hotep Court, and we're bringing you up on 3 charges. One of them is arguing on Twitter or social media. The second one is arguing with somebody a part of our circle, and the third charge is arguing with somebody in part of our circle and they're a Titan. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
I move to dismiss due to lack of evidence.
Denied.
Okay, because that's the whole problem is my man deletes his shit, then runs to daddy and calls going, yeah, I don't like, he's not being real. I'm a big mad Titan man. Yeah. And it's, oh, well, he wrote great articles that I've retweeted and promoted that I think are great. But I've done great shit too. Amazing shit. Put my heart and soul on the line and bled for this shit. Just as much as any other man I know personally, I can look him in the eye and say that. Secondly, my frustration with what he posted about not voting is because he came off sounding completely like a victim, and real men should call other men out on that. I know people like Protocol, who is out there daily in his Republican Party. He's out there at the barbecues and the cookouts. He's out there with the Joe Gotta Go bus. He's actively participating and registering voters and changing his community for the better. I'm trying to do the same, but I'm not a black man. And he was like, you don't know because you're not a black man. Fair. We'll let Protocol speak on what he does and how he does it. But he does it. He doesn't make videos complaining that it can't be done and that the reason he's not participating is because people are mean to him. And then runs to his buddy Hotep Jesus after he deletes his tweets where he tells me, don't come at me like that. You better know better. And I'm like, you're not going to other me. You're not going to separate me from the nation so you can attack me. So when I come at that, and then finally the last tweet you read, because everything was deleted, so you didn't know, a dude came up in there that I don't follow, that I don't know, that said, the reason he's saying this is because all the Republicans are blatantly racist, as well as the Trump administration. When I put the what a hot original take, that was not replying to Strong Dad at all. There's so much more nuance to understand here, and I feel like my standing has been degraded due to a lack of evidence and facts. And then I didn't even get to make my original point, which is there are amazing black dudes every day working within the party to grow the base, to fight this shit. And I try to support them, and I try to do it myself as well. Period. The end.
It's a strong defense, Michael. It's a strong defense, Michael. I'm a true and I'm a fair judge. I have to admit though, although I am a true and fair judge, I still am a human being. I still have an ego and I still have emotion. And I'm hurt. I'm hurt that you would say to me, Strong Dad ran to daddy. That's hurtful.
Well, why didn't he deal with it with me? Because he knew you would. He deleted his comments.
It's not about that.
Then ran to you, and then you had half evidence, and then you made a decision based on half evidence.
I need you to hold on. I need you to hold on. Too emotional. Too emotional right now. You're too emotional. I need you to hold on. All I'm saying is there was a tiff between you and him, and you brought me into it, okay? Into it in a way that was degrading to my position within our community. Now, we all know that Michael sits on the board. Michael's also a Titan. We know this. We know this. And no matter how you felt about Strong Dad, you still broke the principle of arguing all along.
I wasn't trying to do, he deleted, it wasn't, if you saw the whole conversation in context, you would not feel that way is all I'm saying. And was not trying to degrade you. You are the CEO. You are the supreme. That's all I was saying.
Let's play his video. You accused him of being a victim. I want to play the video now.
Of sounding like.
Yes.
I have made my decision.
I'm going to play it now. So we can all see, what Strong Dad being, because, I'll allow that argument to persist. Let's see what Strong Dad actually said. 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Hold on.
I have made my decision. I'm not voting. I'm not doing it. I thought about it. I'm not doing it. As a black man in America, ain't no reason for me to be voting for none of y'all idiots, none of y'all clowns. Y'all don't deserve my vote. Now I don't deserve my vote. I thought about voting on principle as an American this time around, whatever. They tell us what they tell us. We all American. And I thought about voting on that basis right there. And then I realized that as a black man, I'm the enemy on both sides. Why would I vote? Why would I vote for y'all? On the left side, I'm an enemy because I don't subscribe to whatever gender stuff y'all trying to push. I'm an enemy because I don't want to give you access to my child. I'm an enemy because I don't want to subscribe to your social crap. I'm an enemy because I don't want to believe in all the BS y'all trying to pass over people, trying to talk about, because I believe in facts over feelings. On the left, I'm considered right-wing. And then on the right side, if I, as a black man, am doing anything in the career world that is not a subordinate role, I'm automatically not qualified. Y'all calling me DEI. And the very fact that y'all let your grifters control the narrative on the right, the black people bad narrative on the right, the reason y'all let these people control that narrative because you're trying to say without saying, we don't want you. You can vote for us, but we don't want you. And that's why y'all allow them to act the way that they do and say the things that they say. On both sides, the black man is a pawn. On both sides, the black man is a chess piece to be moved. And he's not even used at his optimum utility. Not like the black woman. On either side, the black woman is used to her optimum utility. Even if it's wrong, even if it's bad, even if it's detrimental to her, she is used to her optimum utility. But as a black man, no matter where you exist politically, you will be undervalued. You will be misused, mistreated, neglected, disrespected, demeaned, scapegoated. Whatever negative words you can come up with, it will exist within your cipher as a black man politically on either side.
Okay, we just listened to it. We just heard it, Mike. And that nigga was cooking, first of all.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
I can't say that he's a victim. I didn't hear victim in that clip.
Saying I'm not voting.
Can I finish talking? What I heard was somebody supporting their decisions with an argument. He says, you know what? I'm not voting, and here's why. And when he ran down the reasons, I'm like, yeah, you can't really vote for the Democrats. You're going to get the gay shit. Vote for these niggas, you're going to get the, even if I get this position, I'm a DEI hire shit. And it's just like, you can't really, but what my summation is that's the goal, right? Like that's the goal. The goal is to make sure black people don't vote.
Exactly.
That is the goal. I will admit that. I do believe that. That is the goal. Now, I'm not voting this year. And I'm not voting this year because I never vote.
Right, well,
HotepJesus.com. And some of the reasons I'm not voting, I would have to say at least half the reasons I'm not voting are the ones expressed by Strong Dad. 50% of the reason why I'm not voting is because of what Strong Dad said in that video. The other 50% is because I don't believe in fucking participating in my own fucking demise. It sounds stupid. You know, it's like me voting and saying, I consent to the bullshit. No, I'm not voting to let you know, like, I don't consider you legitimate. If you vote, to me, that says you consider the fucking game going on legitimate. I don't think the game's legitimate. Once we get some better contracts drawn up, then I'll get some votes in. But right now, the contracts that are drawn up don't meet my expectation. Now, with that being said, I'd like to allow you to speak. You said you were going to say something. Go ahead.
Okay, and on that, I think that's the greater debate and the argument right there. And I think that I know so many people working hard to register folks to vote and to try to build that voice.
Well, what does that got to do with Strong Day?
Because he said he wasn't voting because both sides are bad and have expectations.
But that's
then there was a tweet.
The thing is, these statements aren't Strong Dad's not come out.
Can I finish, man? Can I please just finish?
No,
please.
This is my show.
Okay.
And again, you cannot start your statements off with false premise. That's another rule. Do not start your statements off with false premise. Where Strong Dad is sitting from is, here's the decision I'm making for me, and here's why, and I'm making it public and I'm making it known for whatever reason is on him. Now, if he would have came out and said, here's why you as a black man should not vote, this whole conversation would be flipped. But Strong Dad specifically said, here's why I'm not voting. So once he makes decisions for him, You can't challenge those. That sounds crazy, Mike. Does it not?
I disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. Because there are many people out there that I talk to on a regular basis, that a lot of hardworking people volunteer their time to talk to on a regular basis, that are like, I'm not voting because both parties are shit and trash. And you're like, I don't disagree with you. But I'm saying they're never going to get better unless we work on some level to take back some sort of power in this realm. It's not a good realm. These are dirty, snaky folks who've never been good to you or your people, and they've really never been good to me or my people. They've only been good to themselves. I agree with you. But I do know that we can affect positivity in some way if we get out there and work hard, try to motivate, open people's eyes. If we can vote in local people, which many times are decided by a few hundred, few thousand votes, we can affect positive and legitimate change. Right now, in addition to that, you're not seeing all of the tweets. I wasn't replying just directly to that video. So you're making all of your decisions based on the idea that I just hit that. I did not. There was another conversation going on that is now deleted that I was replying to. And this is why I hate the internet, because you don't get all the truth. You get a piece and then make a decision based on that, then emotionally connect to that decision, and then feel like anybody going, that's not the case, is attacking or having to defend, when it's just simply not the case. So, however, there was a whole conversation going on about that. And I was saying, look, man, we can do better things together. I work hard to do better things. The guys I work with work hard to do better things in our communities. We don't want to just yell and scream that both parties suck and we abstain. And then we're going to continue to complain that things suck. But we're going to try to get out there and open people's eyes, and we're going to work hard to try to show people that there are better ways. And one of those main ways is driving them to you. But I believe that that's the better way, and that's how I believe. And there's somebody like Strong Dad, and I'm talking to him, and then there's another person, and he says blatantly, if I put on a dashiki, they don't like me. If I do this, they don't like me. And I'm like, come on, man, that's just not the case. In most cases that I've seen, most places, by and large, and I left you a tweet, the issue is the black culture, right? And that's a whole nother thing, right? The red whites want black people, they don't want black culture, which you hit on today, which I thought was brilliant. That's a whole nother thing, which is what, I was trying to say. But the whole idea is to abstain completely from a system and just complain the system is bad is not the way to fix it. And that's what I'm saying. And if I go up to anyone and they go, I'm not voting because I think both parties are trash, and I go, I agree with you, both parties are trash. But this party over here has an opening for us to do something that makes our communities better. And if you could help me with that, we could all get together and work together to do a little bit better. And it's not going to fix everything. And Donald Trump is not our savior. Neither is Biden. No man is our savior. They're all trash. They're all corrupted. But if we all work together and do this, we could have a little bit of power and do a little bit better for our communities.
Yeah.
And it frustrates me when I see people like Protocol working so hard to do that, myself working so hard to do that. And then if I tell somebody and push back and go, I understand you're abstaining because you're unhappy. But what I'm saying is, please understand there's another way to look at this.
So I'd like to help you understand this argument. And now that I think about how I want to say this, it might come off weird, but I'll say it anyway. Me and Strong Dad are black. We're not like black. We're black, right? And when you're black, the last thing on your mind is government politics. Like, it's the last thing. It's even a joke when you're black. Like, it's all a joke, right? So before you even enter the conversation, we're looking at you as the joke. Like, when you step in and you represent that thing that's already classified in our mind as a joke, when you come, you're the representative of the joke. Now, this is my own personal view, right? Being somebody who was born Hotep. My pops had me around. Like I said, the whole AIDS was created in Africa and all of that conspiracy theory stuff. This is the books he had sitting around.
Which is true, but yeah, I'm 100% with you. I have no disagreement.
So if I'm a child and I'm born in distrust of government, by the time I turn 40 and I learned and I read and I study up, and then I meet you, Michael, and you come to me about, hey, yo, we doing outreach to go get elected, I'm like, oh, you a grifter. Now, you've heard me say before that the greatest grift is running for office because you get to live life off of other people's funds. That's something that could be done with Hotep Nation. If I wanted to, I'm going to be really real right now. If I wanted to, I could live off the Hotep Nation donation. I could sit around all day, raise money for Hotep, and live off that money because that's how our system's designed to set up. The person who runs the spot needs to get paid. I don't take no money out of Hotep Nation. I make money outside of Hotep Nation. I never want to be on here begging for donations. That's not my brand. I don't want to beg nobody for nothing. We're going to do an exchange for a product. I wrote 3 books. Go get one of those. We got Men of Order. We got 2 supplements and hoodies. Go get some of that. I'm a capitalist when it comes to things like that. So whatever donations come in are all organic. You found that. You went to Hotep Nation and you found out. I don't promote that we taking donations. You'll very rarely hear me say, yo, go donate. Because I don't believe in that. Okay? So this is how I personally operate, right? So you can understand my outlook on things that are outside of me. So what I expect of myself, I expect of others. So when you run around talking about, yo, I'm doing campaign donations, I'm like, oh, you a grifter. That's how I view that. Because
I'm not saying donations. I don't solicit for donations.
Let me finish. I know you're not. But that's what's happening. In order to get somebody elected, you're going to need some bread. And there's rules stating that you need a certain amount of individual donations between a certain amount of money before you even qualify for certain races. Okay.
Yeah, it's worse on the local level. So I hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So this type of thing is quid pro quo. So when I look at it and I say you're running a candidate, I'm saying, oh, you a grifter. That's how it's classified in Hotep Jesus' mind. That's how I've taught it on this channel. Okay. So when you come to somebody else in Hotep Nation with that mindset, you should expect to be met with fury and fire. Brimstone.
But what if there are others in Hotep Nation with my same mindset?
Now that would be
considered. Because there are.
AK is running in Minnesota. Protocol's doing his thing. Sonny Johnson does her thing. You ever see me go to odds with Sonny? I disagree with 50% of Sonny's philosophy. Fuck them Republicans. But the other half of me goes, she's important to that movement. And we need somebody to do what she does, right? So I disagree. Absolutely. Like I said, 50% of her philosophy is a joke to me because you over here fucking with the political shit, and I don't do that. The other side is like, well, she's teaching me how to polish shit go. She really know what the fuck she's talking about, and she's serving a really dope purpose. I support her. AK, he running in Minnesota. He came out, he supported, he was on the stage. We gonna support him. We not saying we not going to support the Hotep Nation community when y'all go out there and y'all participate in politics. We absolutely going to support you. But when somebody says as an individual what the fuck they want to do for them, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. If Strong Dad would have said Hotep Nation is no longer participating in politics, I'd be like, yo, hold the fuck up. But Strong Dad didn't speak for everybody. Strong Dad spoke for Strong Dad, which makes you guilty, Mike. Not only guilty, but also not reading the room. Like, how you not know Hoteps don't fuck with politics? Like, how do you watch this show, watch me, and not know I don't even fuck with that shit?
But that's why I was on Twitter. I wasn't on the show. I wasn't going to bring it on the show. I was trying to talk to Strong Dad. Now, Strong Dad has come at me many times in many ways, and I was cool with it. I didn't block him. I didn't run to the show. See, and that's the problem. See, and that's the thing. You are clearly siding with him without even seeing what he wrote. and him blatantly not telling the truth on the show, you're already going, and I'm like, man, there is so much more to it you're just not seeing, and that's okay, because you come from a world of explaining to people there's so much you're not seeing.
It's not about
Don't make a decision.
You off topic.
Okay.
You off topic right now. You way off topic. I don't care what your previous interactions are. That's between you and Strong Dad.
Okay, so why are the tweets that we just had not between me and him either? That's
Because
the problem. When he comes at me, on Twitter, I don't say nothing.
The show. He brought
you know what I mean? Or I joke, or I don't say nothing, or I joke. And then when I talk to him on Twitter and don't bring you or any of the Hoteps into it, it's something I'm trying to communicate and talk to him about. And I wasn't even trying to argue. I was trying to have a debate because he's a smart guy and he loves to debate, quite honestly.
Here's what I'm trying to say. What I think happened is Strong Dad blocked you. And before you could get a chance to call in,
why did he delete his stuff, though?
Strong Dad, probably because he don't feel like seeing that shit no more. It doesn't matter. Again, you off topic. So I think what he was trying to do was probably get ahead and be like, yo, I blocked Mike today. I know Mike set up the grifties. I know Mike did all this. So I want to say publicly, I blocked Mike today, and here's why. So he's trying to get ahead of it because maybe he thought you would call in and you'd wild out and it'd be a thing anyway. So he's getting ahead of it.
Why didn't he just ask me?
But again,
he could have just asked me, are you going to call in?
But again, this isn't about you and Strong Dad. This is not about you and Strong Dad. This is about principle. Like when we put the Hotep court up there, that's about Hotep principles. It's not about you and Strong Dad.
I completely agree. And once again, I deal with people on the level.
So if you got files you want to charge on Strong Dad, where he's starting arguments with him, we going to put him on the Summer Jam screen just like everybody else.
Okay, fair?
Right?
Not my focus. If you'd have been like, not my goal. That's why I wouldn't have even called in today.
I know it's not. Because if it was, you would have did it.
I'm trying to be in these streets with this. I'm trying to change the world in a way. You know what I mean? My focus is so far away from. I thought me and Strong Dad were going to have a strong debate on Twitter where people could look at us and we were going to. Like me and Protocol had a reparations debate, and we're both.
But Mike, I don't care about the Strong Dad shit no more. I need you to understand me and Hotep. I don't give a fuck about you and Strong Dad getting along. I can care fucking less. I'm over that shit. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not sitting up here handling no tizzy between you and another man. That's homo. What I'm talking about today is Hotep principles, Michael. And Hotep principles, number one, is we don't argue online. The second one is this whole politics shit. Like, how you not watch the show and know I don't fuck with the politics shit? That shit corny. And that's no disrespect to the work of people doing it. But that's my personal opinion. The shit corny. I'm not fucking voting. Fuck the Republicans. Fuck the Democrats. And until the Libertarians cut me a check, fuck them too.
If we get a check cut by one of the sides, how would that? I mean, I'm just asking.
If they cut the check, then we gonna do business. I'm open to business to both sides. Anybody want to cut me a check, cut me a check, and we could do business.
That's where I'm at.
But the business got to be right. If you want my help for a Democrat position, show me his platform. Show me what he about. And if I sniff him out and he not it, I'm not working with y'all. I had somebody reach out. I had a Republican reach out a couple of years back. Nigga was like, yo, I want you to come out and help me. This was in Camden and Trenton. This was the hood. I want you to come out and help me and, help me communicate to these people what we're trying to do. And I was like, sure, no problem. How much you looking to pay? He was like, pay, I thought you would. Like, what? You thought I was going to show up for free? You thought I was so desperate for attention that I wanted to position myself next to a white politician, a red-white that I don't know from Adam, just for clout? I know there's a lot of people that'll do this shit for clout, but you asking me to leave, go to the hood, talk to a bunch of people I don't know, that's not my community, stand next to a white man I don't know his platform or nothing. Unpaid? He must have lost his mind. I said, yo, how much you gonna pay? He's like, oh, he kind of gave me an attitude, like, no, I thought you would do this, because you want to help your people or some shit like that. I looked at the text like, help my people. Nigga, who the fuck is this on my phone? So they even had the respect and decency to cut me a check.
Man,
I'm quid pro quo. I'm a capitalist. When I'm playing with y'all, I'm a capitalist. When I'm in charge, I'm a neo-fascist communist.
Yeah, we're the reddest of red states in the United States. So I deal with a lot with that kind of ignorance. So a lot with that kind of, it's like, yeah. So, and I've even had people who know I talk to you and they're like, what would...
And Mike, again, you in my bio. So you not Mike no more. You not Mike no more. Like, if you my management, how you managing me and arguing with Strong Dad at the same time? That time spent could be getting us bread.
Yeah, I agree. Once again,
we ain't got no check this week. I just hired you last week. We ain't got no check this week, so we don't got time to be arguing. We working.
I got my text in. I'm down. But yes, side note, once again, it wasn't that I was arguing. I was trying to encourage, and I personally feel like...
my point is you represent me now. Literally.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? On that, I have to take the L. You know what? On that, sir, I full on take the L. I'll take the write-up. I'll go to HR. I'll take the write-up. You know what I'm saying? I'll go home for the rest of the day. I'll come back tomorrow with my tie straight and my attitude adjusted, sir. You know what I mean? I'm going to clean my cubicle before I leave today. I apologize. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll take the written warning. Fair enough. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. You're right. The representation is off. You're right. That's a bad look. You're correct. I apologize fully. So to you and the nation for that. Because we need a more united front. But, Strong Dad still shouldn't have blocked me. That was, come on, man. Let's do a debate. Let's do a full-on debate, and let's talk in a respectful way where I can get him on one side and maybe you moderate, or maybe Rudy moderate, or whoever you want moderate, and let's do a good... No? Okay.
No, because the politics shit is bullshit.
Not about politics, about, whether it's good for, black men and white men to try to work together to register people to vote or not.
That's
because
politics.
I feel like he's saying it's a bad thing. And we'll see. Okay, fair, but I'm not saying take a side because I truly believe.
Register to vote. Niggas need to register LLC.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
That's right. That's right.
Debate over.
I wish
Mike.
everybody was as smart as Hotep Jesus. You're right.
Debate over, Mike. Let me get to some more callers, man.
All right, man. All right.
Hotep and Bill, man. Goldstein, we need a voice of reason right now. We need a voice of reason. We need to bring some calm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Bonzig. Let's make it. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying?
Call from
Strong Dad. Goldstein. See these niggas all in my head and shit. Goldstein, what's up, man?
Oh, man. What the fuck going on,
man? It's trouble in Hotepistan.
What did I just hear for the past motherfucking, hours? I don't know. What is y'all doing in the streets, man? Damn! I don't even know no more.
What you mean you don't know? You gotta know. We need that wisdom right now, man. We need that prescient fucking Hotep Goldstein wisdom right now, more than ever. Chat, tell him. What's going on?
Got my face shook.
Huh?
Got my face shook, man. My face is shook right now. Listen, First off, I want to start by saying, motherfucking dude in Chicago. All right.
Yeah, the
mayor out there.
In
wearing a
Chicago or
hoodie.
Baltimore?
Oh, Baltimore.
with the
My
hoodie
bad.
on.
My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
He wearing the hoodie. They upset about the hoodie, calling it unprofessional. They calling it a number of other things.
Called him a thug.
All right. Called him a thug. All that shit.
Mm-hmm. Young thug.
Now, if you don't believe, this is for anyone out there who can hear my voice. If you don't believe that there's a woke right, I want you to juxtapose the response to this hoodie to their response, those same people's responses to a motherfucker running for public office talking about grabbing bitches by pussies and shit. All right? Which is far less offensive than a hoodie. That's all I'm saying.
It sounded like the woke right. It sounded like the woke right. You're absolutely right. And it's really cheap too. Like a hoodie? Like this the best y'all could come up with? The nigga had a hoodie on MSNBC.
Yeah.
That's the best y'all could come up with.
This is how they sounded like, what the fuck? He just said grab him by the pussy when the woke left was making an uproar about this nigga saying, I'm going to grab this bitch by the pussy.
Yeah.
And a number of other things. That's just one of.
Right. And we were all like, so what? Like, so? And? Like.
Right. Which is the proper response now.
Correct.
Don't get me wrong.
Correct.
That
That's
is the proper
response. Right.
But those same motherfuckers right now sound like that same woke left then over a motherfucking hoodie. The same, oh my God, you're a snowflake ass looking motherfuckers over a hoodie. So if you don't believe a woke right exists, there's your evidence.
It's there.
Moving on. Listen, what you witness with motherfucking Mike right now was somebody tapping on his walls and him trying to hold them shits up. It happens to all motherfucking Hoteps at some point in their life. Some later than others, right? But he got a very strong dose of the real, as Morpheus would call it, through Strong Dad's message. Strong Dad's message. And look, I want to push back slightly with something you said. When you said that, you know, he cut the video, it's just for him, like not necessarily just for him, but like it was his opinion, this, that, and the third. Mike does have a slight point. He didn't necessarily label it as for black men, but the reason you would cut a video, in my estimation, on a social media platform is to be somewhat influential to other people who may be either like-minded or on the fence.
Yeah.
So in some respect,
I think that can be true, but in the way that video was fashioned, I think Strong Dad was pissed. I think that was just pure. I think Strong Dad needed to vent. I don't think that was about influence. We all know Strong Dad. The nigga's emotional, and the nigga looked like he wanted to vent. Now he's got control over his emotions. He knows when to slow down, right?
Yeah.
But and there's nothing wrong being emotional either. Keep in mind, I just want to be clear. When you're operating in the right capacity, and I think with his rant, I don't think it was motivated by I would say grifting, right? Like trying to influence, you know, loosely using the term grifting. I think the nigga was pissed off after he's seen all the shit on the timeline.
I feel that. But I also, knowing Strong Dad as much as I do know him, that I also know Strong Dad is a holler if you hear me type of nigga. He came up in that era. That's also true.
Just like
us. And he will get on that motherfucking microphone, and the nigga is charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bit of a fucking demagogue.
Yeah,
and I know he knows this.
Yeah.
I know he knows this.
Yeah.
Right? I'm the same goddamn way. This is why I know what I'm looking at. All right? There's a bit of that there. So he will say that shit in that fashion to get it off his chest. He also knows there's going to be motherfuckers out there that feel this. You know he said that before he hit sin.
Yes. Okay.
Fair. You know what
fair.
I mean?
That's fair. That's fair.
So it's just
you
one of
definitely
them
know
things.
when your video slaps. That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. I'll give you that.
So, you know, but this is one of them things where it's like, listen, the principles should stand no matter who. And if there's any charges to be brought up, just to be fair and down the middle, I don't believe they should. If there's any charges to be brought up on Strong Dad, it would be only that being in his position, he knows exactly what the fuck he knows, and he should have never even engaged in that shit.
Yeah.
His goddamn self.
Yeah, he shouldn't even
To be
engage.
fair.
That's true. That's true.
Right? Because
they both guilty.
He's held, as it pertains to being a Hotep, he's held at a very high standard within the community, higher than myself. Because I don't even know half the shit that motherfucker knows, right? When it comes to shit. Most of my shit is just based off motherfucking running full force into shit and seeing what works and what doesn't. Sometimes it knocks me on my ass. Sometimes it don't. But that's how I approach life.
Correct.
That's pretty much so. But he has a very much more tailored approach to the specific topic on hand.
Right.
Of being a Hotep.
Yeah. That's
With
true.
that being said, he should have been the first motherfucker to be like, you know what, I'm not engaging in this, Mike. Kept him on unblocked.
He should have just blocked Mike. I'd have blocked
Or
Mike.
just,
If Mike
you know,
would, I'll tell you
that-
right now, Mike could have been in my bio and blocked at the same time. I'd be like, yo, you arguing with me, nigga? Block. Your opinion's not valid, yo. Like, this is a dictatorship. My timeline's a dictatorship.
Look, but listen. I say that because, listen, Mike had the devil coming out of him on this one.
Okay. He got the devil
All right.
coming at him on this one. Okay.
Right. So I'm moving on to Mike now. That was my critique of Strong Dad in this instance.
Okay.
My critique of Mike in this instance is, Mike, you had the devil coming out of you, man. I understand, bro. I understand what it's like, right, to get in, right? But you need to slow down, little daddy. You need to slow down, little daddy. You got in. You in. Right? There ain't no need to run. Listen, one of my favorite motherfucking tales, and I forget which goddamn show or TV show it's from, is the one with the bull, where they talk about the bull tells his son, don't run down there because you can fuck all the cows.
Yeah.
That whole shit was great. That's a great analogy. Don't run too fast.
Yeah.
Pull the reins, bro. Don't let that motherfucking predisposition take a hold of you. You have to keep that down. All right? Because it's there.
What's
It's
the
there.
predisposition?
Colonialization.
He's got that
It's
trait.
there, Mike.
He's got that
Got
trait.
that trait, Mike.
Yeah.
Don't let that take a hold. All right? You got to keep that under. You got to keep that down. Having said that, the government don't work, Mike. That's the trait. Listen, people want to see, well, what's this colonialization mindset? The colonialization mindset is simply this, summed up in one word, or maybe a couple words, is that the government works. Anybody who believes that has the colonialization mindset. Whether or not they have the characteristics or propensity to pull that off, like aptitude, aggression, and all that shit, that measures their success. If you sit back and you're thinking, oh, government works, you got the colonialization buzz. You got the colonialization mindset that the motherfucking chiefs love to talk about and all that other shit. Spit at the goddamn Mount Rushmore for. You got that. They misdefine it and try and mislead people because they just don't want people to know what's up. What's up is that. So that broadens the field quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken. That makes sure that at least 90% of the goddamn globe is encompassed in that. Right? That's what it means by being a Hotep, though, because you operate outside of that percentage.
Right.
All right.
Right.
You have to understand this principle if you're going to kick it, Mike. Right. That means that it should infect even your approach to business to some degree, a responsible degree.
Right.
It has to make sense. This is why it's a Hotep community, because a lot of times one individual can't see the forest for the trees.
Right.
So you have to rely on the brain trust.
Correct.
Right? But you have to understand that principle first and foremost, especially when you're dealing with people that you met over the internet.
Right.
So, because that is like core to what it means to be in a Hotep, is that you know that aspect of humanity, that view of this hierarchical approach to life, all of that shit is an illusion. Not real. It's not real at all. It's just how we choose to operate while we're here.
Boom.
We've never really known any other way. We've never really been able to try any other way. But what we do know is that every time we try that way, it fucking falls on its face.
Oh, this is a Hotep brother.
So there you go.
I want to add on to that.
All right.
Because you mentioned registering voters. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you register voters, you're handing them over to the establishment.
Right.
Right. But that could be used for local politics. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that you have to plan all the way through to the end when you use politics, right? So the politics is supposed to free the economics. So what I'm saying is, after you get said person elected, what are you going to do to free up money in that vicinity?
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. How are you going to free up some capital?
Right.
So I think if we could make that clear, like, this is just, some feedback for AK protocol. If you were to think it through to the end, I could support a lot of shit. I could support a lot of, political candidates, but I never really see that all the way through, right? It's usually just rhetoric. Hey, Democrats bad, Republicans bad, vote for me. I'm not African American, I'm American, vote for me.
Right. And I want to make this abundantly clear, all right? So people don't think that motherfucking Hoteps are delusional. Here's the difference.
Right.
All right? The difference is this. Motherfuckers know that the shit works short term, meaning if I vote for certain politicians, they enact certain laws that allows me to do certain things, that's great, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
Here's the difference between what a Hotep means and what a motherfucking just average motherfucker, because they can't see the difference right along these lines. Is that where their allowance for that approach to how life and reality is dictated for them is a very wide range, right? So their life and how they approach life and reality, it butts up against that concept pretty easily, right?
Yeah.
And that's the Hotep, right?
Right.
Is that they instantly feel, hey, motherfucker, you're in the way of how I want to approach reality, motherfucker.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And that happens pretty quick. We're real sensitive to that.
Yeah.
Whereas the person who believes in the political system, that bar is moved a little closer down the line, right? They're able to take a lot more before it comes up against that.
Right.
Right? That's the difference.
Yep.
So we understand that, okay, yeah, the shit works up to a point, but there comes a point where it don't work. And the points where we point out, hey, yo, this is going to be a problem nobody listens to. And for that reason, you get all the shit that happens with COVID. Because had motherfuckers listened to motherfuckers, like maybe, I don't know, 35 to 40 years ago about them goddamn vaccines, we wouldn't be here right now would we? But do you see the bar right there? Do you see how quick Hoteps feel it before y'all do? Yeah. That's a 40-year span where y'all was just getting whooped. That's why. So that's all I'm saying.
Well said.
Here's the example. All right, I'm out. Hotep and Bill, y'all quit arguing online before I come out there.
Hotep Stalin. I go Steve.
All right, man.
Codename Stalin. I'm codename Lenin. I think Mukhtar done called Trotsky. Let's get the caller. Somebody from Harlem. We got Harlem calling in. Harlem about to check in. Don't ever say, you never know what happened on this show. This show, you know, it's eclectic. You never know what you're gonna get. Yeah, we got registered LLCs, man. It's register and voter stuff. I can't get with it. Like, I get it, but I just can't get with
Call
it.
from
Shaq.
Yo, what's good, bro?
Yeah, how you doing, Mr. Hotep?
Hello, life is good, man. Talk to me, man.
All right, so Mr. Hotep, I gotta give you a little bit of background about myself because I'm about to go rambling, but I do have a question. You know what I'm saying? I got you. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Harlem. I didn't go to college, so all I got is my critical thinking. I'm about to connect some things. I'm about to make some assumptions. All I need you to do is tell me if I'm going crazy, please.
All right.
So now, during let me backtrack. I've been taking the train my whole life. I'm gonna be talking about the New York situation. I've been taking the train my whole life since high school. People been throwing themselves in the train, committing suicide, but I don't get why it's a problem right now. Anyway, during Mayor Bill de Blasio's administration in New York City, there was a mental health initiative called Thrive NYC. They received over $1 billion in funding. Now, I say that to say that there was a mayoral candidate who served in Bill de Blasio's administration, and she stated that she had no idea where the $1 billion in Thrive NYC funding went. She had no idea where it went. So if that money was supposed to address the mental health needs in the city, can we connect that to what's going on in the train right now? Now, I'm about to connect another thing too as well. We already know that our New York is being destabilized because our money is going to these goddamn migrants. Not that I hate them. And I do security in a migrant hotel. I'm around it. I see everything. They get $1,000 in credit. They get EBT as well. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm saying that
you were security at the migrant hotel?
Yes, correct.
Right,
so
proceed.
I say that to say, to combat this destabilization that's going on where our money going to all these migrants, I personally think that they're trying to get the money back by the MTA. Now, the MTA, and this is 2023 numbers, their fair revenue is projected to be about $5.8 billion annually. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that I'm saying this to say that now that you got police in the train stations and it's being publicized all over the news, you got a group of people that feel safe enough to take the train instead of paying for Ubers because they never felt safe. I was watching your show earlier, and I remember that you said that you've been in New York all your life. You know what I'm saying? Not all your life, but you take the train, and you don't feel unsafe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The other day, I took the train, and there was a police officer, a couple police officers literally waiting by the turnstile, making sure everybody paid their fare.
Yes, you don't got fare hoppers.
Usually they're they stand up to the side and they only act when there's something going on downstairs in the train station so they can run down there. But no. They was waiting by the turnstiles, making sure everybody paid their fare. So what I'm trying to say is, are they trying to get some of that money back that's
so you're
being
saying
spent
the
to the
increase
migrants?
in police presence is actually, to drive revenue.
Exactly. Remember, how much money they make a day? $15.9 million a day. That's the estimate from subway and bus fares.
Yeah.
And like I said, Mr. Hotep, I've been taking the train. I remember there were days where I was late to high school because somebody decided to throw themselves in a track. Somebody got stabbed.
Yeah.
But now it's being publicized on the news. Mr. Hotep, I got to be honest with you. I've lived here all my life. Now, I'm just asking you, am I going crazy for connecting these things, making these assumptions?
No. You right on point. And I need you to call in and keep
as well,
updating us too.
Got you. The other day, I'm on the train, and this is not even rush hour with people coming from home. This is like 12 in the afternoon. I had to wait 3 trains before I could make it on the train. I had 3 trains pass me by before I could make it, and I still had to squeeze in.
Damn. That's rare.
So am I going crazy here?
That's rare. That's very rare. I've been in situations where, you got to catch the one after, but I've never seen nothing like that.
I'm telling you, like, the shit is congested. Like, is no space. It's congested now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless it's 12 midnight.
MTA might get a federal government bailout.
Yeah, I gotta educate myself on that, Mr. Hotep. Like I said, I'm 22. I didn't go to college. All I got is my critical thinking.
What I'm saying is, MTA might declare a crisis and then go to the White House for some bread. It won't be the first time New York has gone to Capitol Hill for bread.
Right.
But I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because I don't know how MTA operates. I don't know if that's government owned, private owned, what that distribution of capital looks like. I don't know if they're in the red this year because you mentioned there, how much they take in, but I don't know how much they spend. I don't know what their expenses are because they might need updates, to the tunnels and to the trains and to the tracks, right? So I don't know what their situation looks like. I'm just guessing here. I'm just saying it sounds like you said, because when they first started reporting police in the stations, I'm like, this police always been in the police stations.
Exactly.
And they were like, they said they got, AR-15s. I'm like, they always had AR-15s in New York City ever since 9/11.
Exactly. But now that it's on the news, and then you got a group of people that see that, they feel safe enough to spend their money and take the train because they know if shit hit the fan, the police will run down there.
Yeah. But you're saying the interesting thing you said is it's a money grab. When you said the $1 billion came in for mental health, it reminded me of the $1 billion that went into Newark schools. $1 billion went into the Newark schools. It was a gift from Mark Zuckerberg, and Cory Booker was the mayor at the time. $1 billion to Newark schools, and the story is that money disappeared. So it seems like money comes in and then goes into government and somehow disappears.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's because a lot of it is because of how budgets are set. So if I were to charge somebody a private contract versus a government contract, I know the government contract is free money, so I'm going to charge them, 30% more than I usually would. And then that 30% is just frivolous money. It ends up inside bars and restaurants and foreign countries from vacations, right? It ends up inside department stores and at car dealerships. That's where that money goes, right? Or it goes into somebody's trust fund or savings account or investment account. and flip that way. But yeah, that's the way the system basically operates. Yeah, that the money comes in and then they add a fucking premium on top of it. You know, they tax it because it's coming from the government. And then, you know, there's no like real like, you know, expectations for work. So you can basically hold 12 meetings a year and do nothing, and that money still got spent, and you know everybody, you know, lunches got paid, you know, Christmas parties, you know, got paid for. That's what happens when money goes in the government.
My God.
Yeah.
Wow, Mr. Hotep, I really appreciate you for listening to me, you know?
Oh, no doubt. No, I appreciate the call, man. Great information, man. I want to hear the next update you got for us, man. Keep us up to date because you on the ground out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Hotep and Bill. I was about to turn in this show in the Wendy Williams and ask him, you ever seen any fights? But I was like, nah, he gonna call in. Hold on, let's go Protocol and Dre Brown. Go Protocol and Dre Brown. Let's hear from Protocol. I know Protocol's got something to say. He's heavy into politics, et cetera, et cetera. So we're gonna let him call in. And just got the Black Twitter report. All right, so what are we talking about tonight? Black Twitter report presented by nerdnash.com. Let's see here. Ice Cube has $5 million for Caitlin Clark. What is $5 million bad for Caitlin Clark to play in just 10 games in the Big 3 league? Wow, that's interesting.
Call from
Pro the Great.
To accept.
Protocol.
What's up, my G?
Hey, what up, yo?
Man, I can't call it, man. Enjoying this lovely ass Hotep Thursday. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
God dang go, man. Peace to the chat. Peace to the fam. Oh, man, this thing went all kind of sideways. I was calling about the Red Blacks, and then it got name bombed about 1,000 times.
They done threw your name in the mix.
But it's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all love from the fam. And, you know, he's just trying to make his point. And I can understand. And I truly, I'm going to be real. I can understand both sides. And I'm going to say that by rewinding, you know, on why I wanted to call in. Because I can relate by being black. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm arguably the blackest nigga in my Republican Party, though, that deals with the Republican Party. Or probably, I won't say politics, because we got some black folk, at least in my area, and I can only speak in Savannah. I can only speak for Georgia and what I deal with within this sphere. So there's some black folk there. But as far as being on the red-black side of being black, like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? It's a time, and it's people who are interested, and they're getting in now because they're realizing, oh, hold up, I know this nigga. Like, this a nigga. And people can want to try and call him a coon, and it's like, it's funny because I hear people be like, oh, I don't get called a coon, like, and you really ain't out here doing nothing. Because niggas know I'm not a coon, and they'll still run with the word. Niggas who will know I'm not, simply because I'm Republican. But I got fam who'll be like, hey, guess what? What you gonna do is you gonna check that coon word when they come to him. Because one thing about it, that man do more stuff in these streets for our people than you could ever do. If you started today and worked until you died at 100, you could still never amount to the amount of work that this man has done and still does for the community. So watch that. So I won't say that I ain't never been called it, but I can also not say that I've never had people come to my defense. And this was like during the height of the 2020, you know what I'm saying? And I got kicked off of Facebook. So I couldn't even defend myself, but I was out here doing things that people said as a black man you can't do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, oh, if you was Kyle Rittenhouse with an AR in the middle of the streets, those white folks would shoot you. And then here's Protocol walking through downtown Savannah taking pictures in the middle of the street in front of City Hall with a big-ass AR. And 4 years later, I'm here to tell the story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's a running joke now, you know, because people like to call me here. They're like, oh,
Well, you the Savannah Charleston white. And I got folk who be like, yeah, almost, but Charleston carries mace. That nigga carries an AR. So you can't really compare the two. But I am on a mission to get more of us. And that's really, what my question was, because we all got to pose a question when we call in is, what do we do to get people more involved with the system? Because I agree, as it stands right now, voting is fucked up, right? They do what they want in that system. But as a person who is, and this is crazy, and a lot of people on the show hear this for the first time, I'm a registered Republican. I'm the third vice chair of my local Republican Party, but I am a legislative counselor to an elected Democrat in my state house, right? And that's my brother. And when it comes to laws, and he's arguably the most powerful Democrat in the state house, to the point to where, like, his party sometimes hates him because he has a partnership with our governor, who's a Republican, the House Speaker, the Senate Majority Leader. Like, he has relationships with all of them and can get them to sign off on bills and co-sponsor bills with him, to the effect of, just last week, we just passed a House bill and a House resolution for honoring and recognizing I ain't gonna say honoring, so let me retract honoring and say recognizing the largest slave sell-off in America's history that happened right here in Savannah. It's called the Weeping Time, and you can Google it. And we've been going through fights for the past few years trying to keep that property and allow it to be protected and have money put in that area to help Black people who they know are descendants of that atrocity. All right? We had Republicans put up bills saying, hey, this is this history, and we're going to honor this, or we're going to recognize this, and nobody's going to sell the property, and we're going to put money in it. Those are Republicans. The same Republicans where they're like, well, they don't want the real Black history told, and they don't want to talk about slavery. Yeah, but these Republicans just put forth this bill. They partnered a sponsorship of this bill with a Democrat. So you guys got to can that. We can't look at it in that sense anymore. It's about, hey, our Constitution says you are here to serve me. You are amenable to me, we the people. And that was the scary thing about J6, is that all them crackers was on some, nah, bro, you're here for me, and the election was thrown off. I don't care what y'all say. We see that some elections hanky-panky happen, and we need to check it. You are amenable to us. If we Black folk, regular Black folk on the everyday scale would have realized what that meant, bro, that would cause trouble for them. And I'm the dude that's out here causing trouble for them. I want people to know, yeah, bro, our vote do count. Because guess what? If we don't put the right people in there and hold them accountable after the first Tuesday, after the first Monday of November, they're going to do whatever they want to do. So when we go register for our LLCs, instead of my price being $75 here in Georgia, it's going to be $350 and whatever else they want, right? All the regulations that are in place for all these different LLCs and all these situations, they're going to put it in for them and their friends. And we're not going to have a say-so because we're not voting, we're not talking to them, we're not doing our just due as citizens. So my question is, what do we do to get them to understand that? Because this is the system at play.
I think it comes back to what I was saying earlier. This shit gotta land at my pockets.
Right.
Whatever your messaging is, it shit gotta land right in my wallet, right in my bank account. If the situation ain't changing my bank account and it don't make sense to the commoner and it don't make sense to somebody like me, then well, first of all, I can only speak for me, technically, right? So for me, it's like, show me what you about to do. Are you lowering fees on LLCs? Are you got government grants for, small business? Or, what are you doing to invigorate the economy of your local community? If you're not invigorating the economy of your local community, you're just wasting our time.
Absolutely.
So that's for me. That's the messaging that often is missing.
Absolutely. And, and I hear that. I've been hearing that now from a lot of people because, in the hood, you couldn't say, unless you was just 10 toes about yours and really didn't give a fuck what a person said. If you were still trying to, get you some HBCU coupe, or you trying to go to the barbecues or whatever, not trying to have no issues at home at the family events, you wasn't rocking with Trump, and you wasn't telling nobody you was rocking with Trump. You know what I'm saying? But now those same people, they're coming and saying, "Hey man, shit, I heard it last night. We had a little industry night last night. And had folk hit me up, man, it's good to see you, XYZ, bro. I got to tell you, man, you was right. I apologize. You might have been on to something, or you was on to something when it came to this economy. I don't, I care about the illegals a little bit, but more importantly, bro, I ain't making no money." And I heard somebody say something that I say all the time, because I hate when niggas be like, "Oh man, Trump ain't do nothing but give us stimmies. That's the only money he gave us." Like, nah, bitch, then you ain't in no business. Because from 2017 to 2019, nigga, the business was booming. Like, they gave us COVID to kill the business that he had booming.
That's true.
Black fucking business enterprise from 2017 to 2018, black businesses increased 400% in the United States. 400%. That's way before COVID. So stop with the stimmies. The stimmies was good. That was the what have you done for me lately? But think about pre-COVID. We had money. So people was remembering that, and they're like, you know what? Yeah, bro, the economics was right. Money was booming. I could go to a restaurant and enjoy myself. I didn't have to wait, 45 minutes, and there's like 30 empty tables, but they only have 2 waitresses. Cooks are understaffed. Like, everybody is thinking about that now.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying? You hit it on the head. As far as, the pockets, and that's really the conversation. That's what I have, and that's really how, we say that we typically don't get elected. Man, like I said, I'm in a super red area. I'm in Georgia. You know what Georgia is. You know what I'm saying? And my Republican Party, literally, they voted me as the 3rd vice chairman of my county party. And I'm the same nigga that I am on this phone call, or that I was chilling at the Grifties or whatever. Like, that's me. I'm going to smell like a pound. My locks going to fall down my back unless I got on some good smell good. But I come from Georgia, so I'm with Gucci. Nigga, Kush is my cologne. You feel me? Like, that's literally my mindset. So if they can vote me in, and I wear the Sikis and I celebrate Kwanzaa, XYZ, don't let these fools like Mark Robinson or Candace Owens, they are the minority. They're the minority. They don't have big man. Candace saying that she couldn't even say God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. This bitch holler amen. So they not us, and people realize that. So, like, we don't fall for it. We be our narrative. We be us, and they'll see it. They know what it is. And we just got to continue to show them, yeah, we us. And eventually, like I said, it's about the streets. I don't care about the internet. Like, I've had my internet fame. Mark Zuckerberg and Elon of Like have both showed me, oh, if we don't want you on here because you got too much notoriety, nigga, we'll take you out. If you making too much sense, the real people paying attention to you, we'll take you out. I know that. I'm a victim of it. So I don't care about the followers and shit. I care about right here in my streets. I care about when I walk in the store, you know what I'm saying, it's somebody yelling, what's up, protocol? You know what I'm saying? It's the fact that I'm in the store, I'm with my girl, I'm out in the streets, and I'm everywhere I go, somebody's speaking, and every freaking woman I've dated have been like, man, I just can't go nowhere with you because everybody know you. Well, that's because I'm out here in my streets, baby. This is just my city.
I think that's important. Like I told Mike, you know what I mean? Like, we'll always support that. And I think that there's a lot of power locally. You know what I mean? If you got somebody you can get in there, like, you're in there, right? That's wonderful. I think, like I said though, how do we bring that around the power to economics? If you can string that to economics, you got something that nobody could take from you. That's gold.
Yeah.
It's platinum. You know what I'm saying? Is LLC fee went down? Is it the taxes went down? Is it what is it that you're doing to stimulate things economically? And when I see those things, that's the thing that make me go, all right, like, I don't live in Georgia. So, like, everything you're saying to me is just like, I can't, that does not help me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure it's helping your people, right? Because I'll never say that we should not participate in politics. I would never say that. You need, like I said before, like, we need Sonny Johnson. You always gonna need somebody on the inside That's how everybody else is rocking, right? But when we talking about, the philosophy of the community, we can participate in things like politics, but it doesn't have to be central to who and what we are. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, but I appreciate the call. I want to get some more people in here. Yeah, we support your work, man. That's good shit.
Absolutely, God. That's all we're going to do, man. Y'all mark our calendars October 26th. It's going down in Savannah. More information coming.
All right, say less.
Already, bro. Hotep and Bill, bro.
Hotep and Bill. Protocol and check-in. DJ Protocol, official DJ of the Grifties. Shout out to Protocol. He outside. Word. You gotta respect that work. That's the work I like, that's a bit different than registering voters. Like, he got a seat. That nigga said, nigga, I'm on the board. I can respect talk like that. That's different from saying register voters. Not to downplay the role of registering voters, because you got to do that, right? And that's why I don't believe in the whole, vote Democrat or vote Republican. I'm voting for whoever gonna fucking got a good ass plan, because that's how you get caught up. You might have somebody with a good ass plan and somebody with a shitty plan, and you like, but I'm beholden to that party, and you just choose to deal with the shitty plan just because you didn't want to deal with the dude in the other party. And that's what happened with Trump. Hey, baby. You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi, baby? She ain't think about y'all. So yeah. Spotless calling in.
Call from
Spotless. Yo.
Yeah, what's up, Hotep the channel is Holy Hotep Thursday.
Yes, sir.
No.
Oh, this Dre?
Yeah, this is Dre, yeah.
Oh, man. All right, go ahead. I meant to get Spotless in here. Go ahead, hurry up.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to skip anybody. I didn't mean to jump the line.
You did, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah, because I just said protocol and me next, so that's all I heard. Respectability politics is an oxymoron because politics ain't got no respectability about it.
Oh, damn.
Period.
This is a real Hotep brother.
I like that. That's fire right there. Put that on the shirt.
Okay, simply because, whether you are black white or a black red or a black blue, however you describe it, we need to understand, right? We need to be, how to say it, like how Booker T said, America is a hand. We need to be a finger. You know what I mean? We either the thumb or the middle finger. Instead of wanting us to like join, we gotta wear suit and tie to be respectable. Nah, I think we should develop our own uniform. I will go out for the hoodie. Me, I'm what you call a ragamuffin. I believe in jeans, pants, t-shirt, and sneakers. You know what I mean? Absolutely. My thing is, long as you clean, we need to have our own particular uniform to say that, we might believe in these conservative ideas because I'm conservative, but I'm also capitalist. I'm also a capitalist. You know what I mean? I've done dark sides of the capitalism spectrum, but I don't care because I'm a capitalist, because money is neither good nor bad. It's how you use it, how you get it, and how you use it.
Yeah,
that's how I see it. But the whole thing, respectability, I don't want to be like white people. I don't want no raisins in my potato salad. You know what I mean? I don't want mayonnaise on all my sandwiches. You know, I don't want to listen to Pat Boone on the weekends. No, I don't want to. I want to be me.
Word.
You know what I mean? Just like our protocols say, Kush is my cologne. He writes. Ganja might smell good. I don't believe. You know what I mean? Just like how you want to go out here and you have business meetings where they have like 3 or 4 martini lunches. let me have a 2-joint lunch and we could discuss business. Because once I mind on business,
What was
I
your
don't
point to
care where
begin
I'm
with? What was your point?
My point is, this whole thing of respectability politics is like we're trying to be like these other people when really and truly, basically, we're not. The only thing that we have in common is that we believe in certain things. We believe in a family, you know, and a family.
All right, let me get
structure.
Spotless in here because you skipped Spotless, but your point has been made and well taken.
Okay, yeah, but I want to talk about the K-pop too, but we'll get back on it. I'll get back to another
I
time.
give you 30 seconds on the K-pop. Go.
Man, that's nonsense, man. Why these Koreans trying to imitate everything that we do? Once I see them, well, reggae is not my music, but once I see them start to do soca, I'm going to get a little bit upset. You know what I mean? Because certain people can't translate soca well. And New York and the cops in the New York substation, the only reason now they're just trying to do a show of force to how to say, to keep the more aggressive people in line, which more or less they might need to do. But I'm sorry for whoever I skipped. I didn't mean to skip you, Spotless. No disrespect. Hotep and Bill to the chat.
All right, Hotep and Bill. He not going for Buju Wonton? Damn. Zachary said, I've never seen raisins, though. Heather said, who puts raisin in their potato salad? I know Heather don't. I ain't incriminated by the mayonnaise, addicted to that stuff. Oh, my God. Dre been scamming? We need to establish an identity? That's true. Listen, Hotep uniforms coming soon. We're going to be selling them shits. Them shit's going to be like $500, yo. It's going to be motherfucking shirt, some sort of robed blazer situation. I don't know. We're going to need a designer. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm just going to be like yes or no. You know, I'm going to start with a certain direction, some inspiration. I'm going to show you what y'all niggas might be out here looking like. This might be the official uniform and shit. Yeah. I'm about to show y'all the official Michael uniform right now. Where is it? Hold on. Is this it? Here it go. This is it right here. Hold on, let me just make sure. Cause he had a couple of them. Pilots call in, yo. This shit right here. Wait, is that the same? No, it's different. Hold on.
Call from.
Pilots.
Yo, what's going on? What's the word? Peace.
Hold up, I got the Hotep. I got the official Hotep Nation uniforms on deck.
Oh, now I gotta see this. Gotta see this.
Do you see it yet?
Hold on. I'm gonna put you on speaker. Let me look on YouTube.
Chat, y'all not fucking with this?
You gotta make the pants like in a cut where you can rock some Timbs with it.
We're gonna have a casual version. We'll have a casual version and we'll have a formal. This is gonna be our formal version.
Like the one we had funerals and weddings and shit. Okay.
Yeah, this is the official, parade uniform.
Okay, I could get with this. All right.
This is like when we send it to the designer, I'm gonna be like, yo, this is the inspiration for the formal shit. Dutch said, hell nah. Come on, man. It don't matter if you're black or white. Somebody said, I ain't fucking with that. It's too close to a suit. I know, it's just inspiration. We're going to get the person that designs it to make it not a suit, because I'm with you on that. My bad, Spotless. What you got for us today, yo?
It's all good. I wanna give a shout out to the guy and these niggas skipped me You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's his name again? Nah,
Dre.
it's cool though. Also, I want to give a shout out to Hotep Harlem World, who called in a little while ago. That was a astute point that he made.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say, what I was asking about, what I was curious about, right? Because I was triggered by that Good Time shit last night. I saw it yesterday, and it just pissed me off. I was in the house. My girl had to hear me ranting about it.
What?
What the words that came to me, I was like, yo, this is unfiltered filth. This is pure filth.
What is?
So, about the Good Times, the remake. It just felt
the
like
remake. Yeah, that shit was trash.
It's filth, right?
OnlyFans and whatnot. Yeah.
So my question that I have for you, I said, what is the goal or focus of entertainment / media in Hotep Nation? Because it can't be ignored, and I mean specifically related to like adolescents, younger people.
I think
because
I'm glad you said that. You hit the nail on the head when you said that, because that's exactly where I was going with this.
And I wanted to say, right, because like, I mean, when I say that, I think of like the Family Guy and American Dad, because I think I watched that a lot when I was younger, and I noticed like my son liked that shit too, and I think it's irreverent. It makes fun of everything, and nothing is off limits, and that's what I like about it. But it can't have a desensitizing effect where you kind of don't have respect to any type of decency anymore. And I'm like, yo, it's some type of programming.
So shout out to Catherine and Todd. Catherine wrote a book called The Great Big Snow Adventure, and I think that's a great place to begin, is with children's media. In her book, it's indirectly affirming the nuclear family. So I think that, it's called The Great Big Snow Adventure. You guys get that. That's on Amazon. And my point is, as a group of people who produce media, right? That's what we do. We definitely need to handle our media with care, especially when it comes to production of, film, right? Motion picture, as they call it. Whether it's short form or long form. One concept I got, which is a family 2024, right? The current day. And framing everything around us as just idiotic and toxic. It's like this Hotep family. There's like Hotep culture embedded in it. Like they wake up at a certain time and they do like certain meditations and rituals and shit like that. And like bring some good luck, and they do magic, and it's a lot of things we do like that, right? And then installing things like intuition, but then also going to school and it's like there's a kid with a MAGA hat and there's a kid with a Biden shirt, and both of them are idiot, right?
Right.
Installing things like that, right? And really like creating these lessons of, when you follow this type of culture, here are the bad things that happen. And everybody, like the type of propaganda I want to put out is like everybody around them has bad luck because of their culture. And the Hotep family has good luck because of their culture. So that everybody sort of looks at that culture as the way to live your life.
Right.
Yeah, I've been thinking about all of it.
Yeah, that's a strong concept. I like that. Yeah. And it's like because these shows, they get a foothold in you, and it just injects ideas into you. Like you look at this like Rick and Morty shit, like how that shit got a hold on the culture, and it's really brilliantly made. Like when I watch it and analyze it and stuff like that. But it's like, what are you saying? What are you saying? So if you could do it, like the art in doing it, like
the thing is, you have to do it at the same level as Hollywood, which is tough to do because they've set the standard.
Yeah, and it's easy for people to pick it up and just put it back down because there's so much, like, we just inundated with media, old shit, new shit. It's 1,000 things. Like, I was having a conversation with my wife, like, yo, half of the movies, like a decent movie that came out now, if it came out in 94, it should have won an Oscar. But nowadays, you just toss it aside because it's so...
What movie?
You like paralysis. You can't even acknowledge and appreciate
what
half
movie
of what's out there. Say what?
What movie?
For instance, okay. On Netflix, is this one called Reptile.
I haven't watched that.
Wait,
what was that one about?
It was like a cop. It was like a detective type movie. I don't really want to spoil it because I know some people might want to listen to it, look at it. But it's a detective movie, and it's kind of like a mystery thing. It's a cop movie. The dude that's in it, you know who's in it from The Wire, the bald head cop.
Yeah,
he's also in it. Alicia Silverstone played Benicio del Toro's wife, and
how was it?
It's just well made, huh?
It was a good movie.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
But check it out. But I'm like, yo, that shit came and went, and it's like I saw it by accident. You know what I mean? But if it came out in '95, we were talking about it like it was Heat, or
Heat
but
was
then
excellent.
it's so much like that. It's so much media.
Yeah,
media,
I'll be honest with you. There's nothing on, so I started going back watching the classics. I watched King of New York. I watched like I said, Batman. I went back and watched that Batman with Bane, and the one before that was Al Ghul. You know, because you're right. The new media that's producing is kind of trash. I had to go back and watch the classic. I was looking for Gone in 60 Seconds last night. Amazon wanted me to rent that bitch. I'm like, I ain't that thirsty.
Netflix, BFLIX.
Don't say that publicly, please.
Oh my! I'm joking. That's a joke. That's a joke.
I know I can get it, and I know how to find it.
I went back and saw a horrible movie because just last week, and I said this before I go. Like last week, my brother used to tease me about this movie. He had me scared. It was called A Deadly Friend. It was Craven, one of his first movies. It came out in like '86. It's super bad, but it's so bad that it's good. Like, and my brother used to tease me about it. He used to do these motions like a robot, and he used to scare the shit out of me. And like he used to just sit up in the bed like the Undertaker, and I used to run out the room. He used to chase me around. So I pulled it up on that place that I won't mention, and I was watching it with my wife, and we was just laughing. It's just like, yo, this is so bad, but there's always something to be found in these old nuggets of movies. Like some stuff is like it might have been panned. No, this was terrible when it came out, but
he ain't trying to implant a robotic microchip into her brain.
Yo, it's the neuro. I was looking at it like, yo, this is Neuralink.
Yeah.
This is. You got to look at it.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
When you get a chance or whatever. It's so bad, it's almost good.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I'm gonna let you go. But
let me get Wholesome White Woman in here.
All right.
Let's get Wholesome White Woman in here. I saw the reptile shit. I just kept skipping over it. Nothing on Netflix. I always open Netflix and then I'll be on there for like 20 minutes. I'm exaggerating, but there's nothing on there. A lot of times I go there searching for old classics. I think I'm gonna have to watch. I gotta watch Menace. No, not Menace Society. What's the one with Pac and Omar Epps? I watched that one. Not Above the Rim.
Hotep, Wholesome White Woman.
That's my shit too.
To accept.
Wholesome White Woman.
Good afternoon, sir. Good
What's up,
afternoon. So I have a quick question.
Juice.
Can you clarify for those of us who might not know, and my working definition might be wrong, what black is?
What's black?
Yeah, what's black?
Take a guess.
So my working definition of black is like you're so black that like there's no labels on you other than I'm a human being with melanated skin. Fuck your fucking games.
No, that's Hotep Black. No.
Oh, okay. So that's where I say like my working definition might be wrong. But there was a couple of people in the Rumble chat who were asking like, well, what's black? And I'm like, as a white person, I don't fucking know.
Black is like, being around black people, right?
Okay.
Like growing up around black people would make you black. When you grow up around white people, you're white black. Okay? You take on their customs and their ways.
Yeah.
But
you're not gonna be cousin, cookout, doing that stuff if you grew up with the white people, because white people don't do that.
Exactly. And it's the culture that comes out of the cookout, like, you know, boogie, woogie,
okay.
right? You know, when you hear boogie, woogie, woogie, you know it's time to get up out your seat and to do the electric slide. Well, you know, the cha-cha slide, like dance and music is very much a part of that culture. That's why I hate the Negro National Anthem, but I know about it because I grew up listening and singing it in my grandmother's church in Vauxhall, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So, which is an AME, African Methodist Episcopal Church. You know, this is people who consider themselves African, right? So that comes along with being black. The food we eat. And the other thing is too, the issue with trying to define black is there's a fight over the negative aspects of black culture. Some people say the negative aspects are not black culture, and some people say the negative aspects define black culture, right? And what I'm saying is, you know, you got to take the whole tree. You can't just claim the fruit. You got to claim the whole tree with the good apples and the bad apples. Now, that doesn't mean that the bad apples define the tree, but twerking is black culture. Whatever you want to say, that's African culture. Okay?
That's
breaking
that's
your
tribal
records.
dancing, getting rid of spirits dancing.
Yeah. Meeting at the strip club is black culture, right? Like that's where music and the scene happens, is at the strip club. You know, so there are negative, fucking how you roll a blunt is black culture. Like we try to throw away, you know, if you weren't there during the era of Champion of Black and Mild. Do you know what Champion of Black and Mild is?
Only because I'm young, no.
Okay. So back in our day, we used to champ the Black and Mild. That has a certain culture around it. You know, what you use to wrap your weed. You know, white boys might be in the bongs, niggas smoke blunts, you know, and we might share and exchange those cultures. But at the end of the day, there is such a thing as white, and there's a thing such as black. When a white person is black, what do you call them? When a white person acts black, what do you call them?
You're acting white.
But there's a term for it with a hard R.
Oh, well, yeah.
They say a wigger, right?
Yeah.
So everybody knows that there is a culture of these people that is distinct from other people, and they can even see it when a white person does it. Your style of dress.
Right, yeah.
Right? Like your style of dress. You know, you can come around black folks looking fly and have your unique style. You can come around and look like Todd off the golf course too, whereas it's like, yo, what the fuck you got on, nigga? Like it looks like you don't care about how you look. And then you got black folks who, when we leave the house, shit gotta be color coordinated. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
black is a thing. And a lot of it, and a lot of people, and a lot of it comes from struggle. It comes from oppression. It comes from poverty, right? Where good and bad things are born from poverty. Hustling on the block comes from poverty, right? But also,
they're taking no shit,
right? But also the protection of women comes from that. Like I don't know if people notice, but in the hood, there's a strong protection of women. Like, you could beat a dude up, but if you touch his sister,
Right.
like, bro.
Yeah, you can hassle anybody, but if you hassle somebody's mama or their sister, your ass is grass.
Right. This is how, and I don't think this is something different from white communities. I think I think that's universal around the board, but it's not different in the hood, and it's very much a thing in the hood.
If anything, I would go as far as to say is the hood is the only place where that stuff still actually happens. White culture is more of like mind your own business, worry about your own broken family, don't pay attention to anybody else. We're a little bit more like, oh, there's enough of us. Why do we need to worry about each other? In an ignorant way.
Yeah. Strong Dad said black is having is basketball with the milk crate. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Where there's a will, there's a way type of stuff.
Grabber. Grabber. You know, when I smoke with my New York homies, they got grabber. They got Fanta leaf. Fronto in the L, you know. So a lot of this stuff is geographically cultural too. Something might be unique to Brooklyn blacks
area,
as opposed to Georgia. You know what I mean? The culture is going to be a little bit different. But there is a sort of a universal code amongst this community that might not be recognized if you didn't grow up around them. And that's why we'll say he black, but he ain't black, which means that we can't accept him. The only way we can accept him, and you'll like this, is through his actions. Now, if he proves to be a good human being, you've seen the black community, they invite any fucking body to the fucking party. They fucking, the establishment blacks fucking convince people to support Sean King, right? So we're very accepting and willing to bring people in, right? We're very welcoming, which is a fault of ours, right? But we still gonna look at people like, nigga, that nigga ain't really black. Look at how he talk. He talks white, right? That's gonna be our first sign. He talks white. I always look at blacks that talk white funny, and I was one of those blacks. I remember when I went to the hood, and shit, I could call my cousin up right now. Let's see if she pick up. She might not pick up. Hold on. And I'm gonna be like, yo, did I talk white when I was younger? She gonna be like, let's see if she pick up.
What up, cousin?
Yo, Sharena.
What's up?
Hey, check it out. Yo, I got a question for you.
What's up?
We live on my show right now.
Okay.
When I was a kid, did I talk white?
You said when you was a kid, did you talk right?
White.
No.
I didn't talk white?
Well, yeah and no.
Okay.
What do you consider white?
Well, yeah, I used to talk proper.
Yes, that you did.
Okay. But I didn't talk white?
I'm not going to say. You black, so I can't say you talked white, but you talked proper.
Oh, I talk proper. Okay. Next question, what is black? Is there, if somebody's black, right? Is there a difference between somebody who's black and acts white and somebody who's black?
Yeah. Because the white people that act black, they just trying to be down. So they got this certain type of swag, but it don't be a swag. If that makes sense. It don't fit them, but they try so hard.
So how do you know when somebody's black?
Good.
Because we be ratchet. I'm black. That's right. No way to put it, I promise. Like, I'm black. You like, I'm black. I'm Puerto Rican black, look. You hear me? Like, I'm the Puerto Rican one that grew up with all the blacks, so I'm Puerto Rican black, okay?
Oh, man. Hey, listen.
Yeah, serious.
That's real talk. That's real talk. Hey, cuz, I appreciate you. We live on YouTube right now. I appreciate you, yo.
Say that. Love you.
All right, love you too. All right, so I correct myself. I didn't talk white. I talked proper. All right. But she did clarify, and I think she explained it well. You ratchet.
She did.
You ratchet.
She did.
You gotta accept the bad shit when it come to black culture. If you're not into some bad shit, you not really black. You gotta do some bad shit to be black. That's a good point.
I'm gonna channel Rudy a little bit here and say that like there has to be that some part of you that knows like that you're fucking capable of wrecking shit and you choose not to. There's something about a person who's like that I have immense respect for. And that's, I think, when I think of like somebody being black, like, oh, if shit goes down, I'm gonna call you because you will not question what needs to be done. So,
big facts.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for clearing it up, and your cousin's hilarious. It was a good show today. The one last thing before I go, Michael, this is strike 2, son. Strike 2. I will go to Oklahoma. I will pull up, and I will whip your ass, just like I said I would in the Rumble chat when you first showed up. Don't fucking think I won't, sir. That's twice now. Michael.
He got 2 strikes.
Be better. He could be better. He had his accountability. He took it like a man, and now he will acknowledge his behavior and adjust accordingly. I know that he will because the Holy Spirit will move him to do so.
Oh, big facts. Big facts.
All right.
I appreciate
Well,
you.
all right, let's all go roll up. Bye.
All right, later. Yeah, I agree with you, Robert. I think talking proper is code for talking white. I do agree. I would say I talked white. And then I went to college. And then it was all downhill from there. That's well, I can't say college. I mean, I was black in high school. Like it wasn't until life hit me that I saw what black was. Yeah. Until you get an adult. You're like live in the hood. Yeah, that shit was wild. Anyway. Black is freestyling at the lunch table making beats with a pencil. That is black. That is black. Black is my childhood neighborhood gentrified now. Yeah, it could be black. Black is a mean 1-2 step. That's black. That's black. That's black. I got my ass whooped for how I talk. It left me bitter as fuck, bro. I'm not bitter. I'm thankful. Thankful for the ass whoopings I got. Made me the man I am today. Black is getting your ass home before the street lights on. Yeah, that was Italians too. Somebody's got to do a documentary on the relationship between blacks and Italians because there's some interesting. They got a lot in common. Black is heating the house with the oven. Damn, I never had it that bad. Except for that one time my roommate didn't pay the bill and we heated the house. Probably almost killed ourselves. Black is rolling the dice during the bus stop. Yeah, rolling dice is definitely black. Yeah. So there was a difference between being black. I just asked my black cousin and, well, she clarified it. Black is ignoring that one barber with the empty chair. Yo, listen, when you walk in and he smile at you, like, hey, right here, like, ooh. Kind of got to wait. I think I want him. The nigga that look busy. The one that's got a line. Great episode today. A lot of color, no pun intended, in our stream today. I'm thankful. I'm very thankful for the interactions with our community today. Because we learned a lot. We were a breathing organism. Inhaled and we exhaled. And we do it all again tonight, 8 p.m. with Uncle Hotep. Hotep's been told you. I'm going to go get refreshed. I'm going to rest a little bit, catch up on the topics tonight, do my homework. And we'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Make sure y'all here, hit the subscribe button, like button, all that good stuff. Shout out to the people that made it possible that we reached our goal today. Jason, Rob, Afro Nerd, Anime, Strong Dad, K. He said Hotep Probation, Lord have mercy, and Strong Dad Protocol. I didn't even see this one from Strong Dad. Wait. Strong Dad said, fresh mic think. I don't go out, do work, more proof he doesn't know me. Oh, this is from earlier. Mike, I lost my job for my community advocacy. The Facebook made the case public against me. I do just as much work as Protocol. Yeah, he was active. He was heavily active in the he was fucking active. Yeah, but like I said, man, great episode. I'll see y'all tonight, 8 p.m. Till then, be well, stay merry. Tell somebody in your family that you love them. Hotep and Bill.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Season's COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons looking like to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through. No one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year. Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.